Douglas Quaid is a bored construction worker in the year 2084 who dreams of visiting the colonised Mars. He visits Recall, a company that plants false memories into people's brains in order to experience the thrill of Mars without having to travel there. But something goes wrong during the procedure. Quaid discovers that his entire life is actually a false memory, and that the people who implanted it in his head now want him dead. Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. I'll get better at those, honest, I will. I'll get better at them. I prefer the trailers, but YouTube won't let me. Welcome to Magnificent Mondays, episode 35. This week, we're doing Total Recall, as you may have guessed. Win Grace says, dramatic time. I think I'm just going to do the voiceover and just have the, clips. Nice intro, TOYG. That's Joshua Kanapke doing a what he probably thinks is an English accent. Thespian. I don't think so. Right, so anyway, welcome to the show. Tim Rose popped in earlier on before the stream started and said Tim Rose a classic and a favourite. With lots of emojis. Tim Rose, the man who claims he is not the famous Tim Rose from Star Wars and other things. There we go. We also had some things from Chiggle Wiggle. Consider that a divorce. And they also said, and get your ass to Mars. So there we go. But they've disappeared off thing for some reason. Anyway, right. So, Total Recall, 1990. Directed by Paul Verhoeven. Not the famous one. I don't believe you. You're the famous one in my mind. Oh dear. Just because says, one of my all-timers, great one-liners, effects, fight, etc. Yes, it is. Where were we? 1990. Directed by Paul Verhoeven. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sharon Stone, Michael Ironside, Ronnie Cox, and many more. An amazing film. Probably one of the last films. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Before like CG took over. There is a little bit of CGI in this film. But some people have said this was the last big movie to use miniatures and stuff like that and models. Which obviously it's not. Not by a long way. But I think it might be the last one before CGI took over. Even though there is some CGI in this. But anyway, I'm also not the famous Win Grace. Yes, you are. And I nearly said something wrong then. Never mind. Anyway, before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Yes, we're live on YouTube. We were live on Rumble. I saw it come on. There we go. We're live on Rumble. And we should be live on Twitch. And yes, we are. Right, that took a while to come on. Yes, we're live on Twitch. I don't know why I keep doing Twitch. It's because the option's there, I suppose. Later on, I'll upload it to Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. I'll plug my books. I'm also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Links are in the description if you want to follow me on them. Hang on, where are we? Links also in the description for me 2 books. Silent Predator, a short horror novella about big cats, genetically engineered big cats eating people in the North Yorkshire village. And Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action-adventure about UFOs and alien abductions and alien invasions and the moon and comets and stuff like that. It's all a bit of fun. Area 51, it's all a bit of fun. So they're on Amazon, Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. While I move stuff, there's the Blu-ray. Quite a nice Blu-ray. It's 2 discs. Not the most amazing special features, but better than nothing. And a couple of nice documentaries on. And the commentary from Arnold Schwarzenegger and Paul Verhoeven, and there's no subtitles, so you've really got to struggle. Says me with my Yorkshire accent, but got to struggle to understand what they're saying. You can dox me. I'm not doxing anybody. I'm not. But I'm just wondering when that mysterious man from Twitch will be in Archmage Frey. But that's just by the by. That's nothing to do with Wingrace at all, because they are, not the same person. Anyway, right. Where were we? Total Recall. Directed by. I've said all this, haven't I? Directed by blah blah blah. Originally written by. Based on the short story by what's his face? I forgot his bloody name now. The Blade Runner fella, Philip K. Dick. We'll remember it for you wholesale. In which he doesn't go to Mars. I've not read it. I've scanned through it. So I've seen the original short story. I couldn't be bothered reading it, so I just scanned through it. It doesn't go to Mars. But anyway. Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett of Alien fame started doing a screenplay for this way back in 1970, and then sort of like put it on the back burner. Nobody were interested in it. I think they decided it'd be too expensive to make or whatever, and they concentrated on other things like Dark Star and Alien. And anyway, this got picked up later. I think by Dino De Laurentiis, and he were gonna have people like Richard Dreyfuss and Patrick Swayze in his film, but then that went into development hell, and then eventually ended up at Carolco, the famous Carolco, and Paul Verhoeven. Actually, David Cronenberg were originally set to direct this, but then it was delayed, so he dropped out to do The Fly. And then later on, a couple of years later or whatever, it ended up on Paul Verhoeven's desk. So anyway, so there we go. Archmage Frey, that mysterious man from Twitch. And Josh Temple's here. Never fear, Maddie's here. Harpoon at the ready. Sci-Fi Quest. You should be in traction somewhere, Sci-Fi Quest, or pumped full of painkillers, because he's got a bad back. Yes, the Council of Joshers has assembled. Whenever this happens, I imagine Wingrace or somebody going, Council of Joshers, assemble! And get a horn out with, doo, doo, like that. Aidan will be shouting down and telling me to be quiet. Oh dear. Anyway, where were we? Total Recall. Had a budget of... according to Wikipedia, between $48 and $80 million. They're not sure. But apparently, one of the most expensive films ever made at the time, until I think Terminator 2 came out, like 2 or 3 years later, or 2 years later, whenever. And its box office was $261 million, so it did okay. I suppose it did okay. Is that it? Yeah, that'll do for now. Right, let's get on with the film, shall we? Everybody knows the story. Right, anyway. Hang on. Where are we? Poor Carolco. So many bangers that just didn't hit right. They just kept spending money on daft stuff, didn't they? But they did have some big hits, but obviously not enough. Not enough. They did come back in a like a smaller version of themselves, didn't they, eventually? I'll be in and out and now and then. All right. Rest your back. We should make up a call for assembly. Oh dear. Anyway. Right, let's get on with this film, shall we? I'll make myself titchy tiny. As usual, I'll not just be playing the film, because I'll get into trouble. With bloody trailers, so I'll get into trouble definitely for the film. So we're watching it in a series of stills. Shush! Sorry about that if you heard that. I forgot to mute it. Right, off we go. Watching in a series of stills, and may play the odd snippet, but off we go. Right, so we begin. Are we on? There we go. Good old Studio Canal. Is that a French company? I don't know where I think it's French, isn't it? Is it French? I don't know, but they're everywhere. And the old TriStar logo, cool. The old Carolco label, which is logo, which is that Mario Casa and I've forgotten. Hang on. The other fella. Is it Andrew Wagner? I always giggle when I think of his name. Let me check. Producers. Come on, Karolko, where are you? Bear with me. Just bear with me, where are you? Yes, Mario Casar and Andrew Wagner, yes. Wagner. Oh dear. Yes, get your ass to Mars. French, yes. Hang on, where are we? Right, off we go. Oui, français, because Windgrace is multilingual, no? Anyway, back to the film. Right, Karolko. We begin with an amazing score or theme from Jerry Goldsmith. Originally, the original chap... Oh, let's move that on a bit. Why is it not landing on any of them? There we go. What's up with you? I pressed the wrong button. That's right. No, don't need to do that, do I? There we go. Let's leave it at that. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. Where were we? Originally, the original composer were going to be Basil Polidouris, who had worked with Paul Verhoeven before on RoboCop and something else I can't remember. And this theme is a lot like Basil Polidouris' theme to Conan the Barbarian. I think Jerry Goldsmith, I think he may have, admitted that he did use some of Basil Polidouris' what do you call it, beats, I don't know, in his score. So he did. I suppose he did credit him. But it is very, very much like the theme to Conan the Barbarian. But this is a much better film. Anyway, off we go. Right, Total Recall. But it's a cool theme and cool opening titles as well. With this, with the titles, just appearing and then falling down, kind of reminiscent to the Superman opening titles, where they're rushing at the screen with a trail behind them. These are just dropping down. I don't know what it's supposed to represent, but it's cool. Anyway, so it's nice to see, I suppose, to see some opening credits. You don't often see them in movies these days, do you? Opening credits. They always stick them at the end, don't they? Anyway. Joshua Kanapka says, by the way, my daughter and I really enjoyed Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. A little cluttered, but solid overall. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I'm trying to get Aidan to go see it tomorrow, but he says he don't want to yet. Like any decent US student, I took the infinitely useful French instead of the useless Spanish. I took French at school, didn't do very well. I'm not very good with languages. N'est-ce pas? Is that French for get your ass to Mars? Prends ton cul Mars. Anyway, Joshua Kanapka says, the main theme to this is also heavily borrowed from Gustav Holst's The Planets, the Mars piece in particular. I don't know, maybe. But I've got that on vinyl in there somewhere. The Planets. Anyway, where were we? Right, off we go. Nice to see some opening titles. There we go. Inspired by the short story, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale by Philip K. Dick. Yes, and screen story by Ronald Shusett, Dan O'Bannon, John Povell. Dan O'Bannon, of course, fell out with Paul Verhoeven. Because it's always Dan O'Bannon, in it, that falls out with the producers or directors or whatever. Because he gets very precious about the stuff he writes, which I suppose he's got a right to. But we always hear about it. The same happened on Alien. I'm sure his bow tie was spinning. But anyway, right, off we go. Right, we begin. We're on Mars. And we see a couple of little figures there pop out. I say some cool model work. You can tell the models, and there's good practical effects, makeup and stuff like that. And, body replacements, model heads and stuff. You can tell the puppets and models and stuff, but it's still well done. But we'll get to that. Anyway, so they're popping out. Right, so here we go. We get a view of two people in space suits. kind of reminiscent of a spacesuit I've seen before, but I can't think where I've seen it. Anyway, never mind. And then we get a view of the pyramid, which we're going to see later, and the two moons of Mars, which I don't think would look like that from Mars. I don't think they're that big. Phobos and Deimos, or Deimos, however you want to pronounce it. One of my favourite symphonies. Yes, it's very good. It's very good. Is the Halts the Planets. Where would you place Frozen Empire? Oh, where were we? Phobos and Deimos. I don't think they'd look like that in real life if you were standing on Mars. The teeny tiny. And they will eventually smash into Mars because they're not natural satellites of Mars. They're essentially captured asteroids. And they're basically spiralling towards Mars. They both will eventually crash into the Martian surface, which probably won't do the surface of Mars any good, but that's not going to happen for a long time. And there's the pyramid, which we learn is artificial. It's supposed to look like a mountain. I sometimes wonder, is it based on the D&M pyramid in Cydonia? I don't know, but it's artificial. It's got something in it. I'm sure the face on Mars is somewhere just over the horizon. Sci-fi quest. I must have watched the Alien Romulus teaser 10 times today. Lol. Yes, you do like that, don't you? Yes, it's good. It's not that good, though. Neil deGrasse Tyson probably did the 3-part series about the inaccuracies of this film. Yes, he probably did. He probably did. Anyway, right, so here they are, walking along and having a look around, holding hands. Is it going to show the faces? Have I missed it? Is it going to pan up? Right, so this is where we first see Arnold Schwarzenegger and Rachel. Is it pronounced Tickerton or Tickotin? Or I don't know, but it's her anyway. So this, everybody knows the story of Total Recall, don't they? Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to Recall Incorporated for a holiday, to have the memories of a holiday implanted, and then it all goes awry. So is it all real, or is it part of what he's paid for, his memory implant, or what? I can't make up my mind. I can't make up my mind whether it's real, which is the point, I suppose. You're not supposed to know one way or the other. Paul Verhoeven seems to suggest that everything we see up to him going to Recall is actually what happened in real life, and then after he goes to Recall is when the dream starts. But I don't know, because then we've got to wonder how Arnold Schwarzenegger knows about Melina, Rachel Tickerton, in this dream he's having. He's having a dream here. So I don't know how. So sometimes I think, yes, it's a dream because blue sky on Mars, etc., which we'll get to. But then this throws me off. It throws me off. Is it just a coincidence? I don't know. Anyway, they're on about Ghostbusters. Indeed, Neil deGrasse Tyson can suck a turbinium egg. Arnold is a replicant. Yes, he is. It could be in the Blade Runner universe, couldn't it? I was thinking, is it set in the... as I was watching it, I was thinking, is it set in the same universe as some... RoboCop, I was thinking. And is Cohagen related to Dick Jones? Because he looks a lot like him. Anyway. Right, so there they are. Obviously looking at each other with goo eyes, because they love each other. And they set off walking again. And then Arnie loses his footing. This was filmed, I think, in Mexico. A lot of the film were filmed in Mexico. So let me just check on the filming areas. Filming, where are you? Filming, writing, filming. Right, there we go. Yes, filmed almost entirely on sets at Estudios Churubusco in Mexico City, and also in Mexico City itself. And then these scenes in the Valley of Fire State Park, in Nevada. But some of them were filmed in Mexico because Paul Verhoeven said they were, so I don't know. Maybe the bits at the end. He said the bits at the end that we see when they go outside were filmed in Mexico. But these might be in Nevada. God knows. I don't think Paul Verhoeven knows what he's talking about. Here he has shorter arms. Yes, he does. Yes, sorry, I'm just getting that. Dick Jones. With his multiple elbows. This doesn't have Kate Beckinsale or Jessica Biel, right? Is Jessica Biel in the remake? I might have to watch it again. I like Jessica Biel. Anyway, I like Kate Beckinsale as well. But that film's crap, innit, the remake? Anyway, they don't even go to Mars. Anyway, so he falls, as we can see, screaming. Oh, hang on, subtitles. Where is it? Is it that one? There we go. So I'll move myself down a bit. I can't remember which one it is. That one? There we go. Oh no, that don't work, does it? Whatever. Never mind. Right, that'll do. So he falls down screaming, and then, oh, for Pete's sake. And bangs. Oh, for Pete's sake. I've done something. I've pressed the wrong button. I bet it's going to start again. It is. It's going to start again. Stupid bloody thing. Right, whiz through it. Whiz through it. If I press bloody full stop on my keyboard, it sets it all the way back to the beginning. And I'm ham-fisted. Right, off we go. Right, so he's going to fall. Right, off he goes. Down he goes. If I don't hit it right. Right, he smashes his visor. Psh. And then we see a Rob Bottin of The Thing fame and Howling. And RoboCop. Did all the, puppet heads. Behave! God, she's only just come in. Bloody cats. Rob Bottin did all the puppet heads and stuff and animatronics and makeup effects and all that. And in the commentary with Paul Verhoeven and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they like keep telling us which was a puppet head and which was a real head. We can bloody tell. Right. She's going out. Go on, out, out. Doing me head in. Bloody cat does me. Anyway, where were we? Right, okay, right. I'm just checking the chat, see if they're talking amongst themselves about bloody Ghostbusters, which I haven't seen. Anyway, where were we? Rob Bottin, and they were telling us, when a fake head was on and when a real head or face was on. Yes, we can tell that they're good, but you can tell that the puppets. Anyway. And then he wakes up. This is real Arnie, by the way. He's had a nightmare. So, and we learn he's called Douglas Quaid. And he's married to, I forgot, Laurie. That's it, Laurie Quaid, who is his wife of 8 years. Yes, breathe, Steve, yeah. She does me head in every time I start a stream. I let her, she'd been out, the cat, she'd been out and done her stuff or whatever, played, run around, whatever she wants to do. Then she was jumping up at the window just before I started the stream. She was jumping up at the window, making a lot of noise. So I let her back in. So she's had something to eat, and I thought, she'll just settle down now and go to sleep. No, she's got to start scratching and making loads of noise. So she's gone out again, bloody animal. Anyway, he wakes up next to Sharon Stone, the lucky bugger. There we go. By the way, it's set in the year 2084. Doesn't say it in the film, but apparently it said it on the VHS cover or something like that. And Paul Verhoeven has confirmed that he's set in the year 2084. I don't know if the short story was set in 2084. I don't know. But anyway, so she's comforting him. And then she asks, he says, he had a nightmare. And she asks, was she in it? Because apparently he's been dreaming a lot about Mars and about this brunette that he keeps seeing. And she gets quite cross. There you go. And he tries to wave it off, and laugh it off. But she gets angry because, she she's jealous. So they start fighting, but then, you can see a bit of Arnie bottom there, look. But, you're the only girl for me. So they have a canoodle. There we go. Then we cut to, we don't see him doing it. I presume they've done it. Then they cut to him making breakfast, and he's just shoving stuff in and blending it all up. Does this a lot in his films. Well, a couple of times. He does it in End of Days as well, doesn't he? He puts like pizza and stuff in a blender, doesn't he? And does that. Anyway, so here they are in the kitchen. So what have they got in the kitchen? What is still around in 2084? Evian water is, bottle of it, pack of it there and a bottle there. Sponsorship, product placement. What else have we got? Heinz tomato ketchup. That'll still be around in 2084. Thank goodness. This is after First Contact, obviously, so no, there should be some Vulcan products there as well. Protein loads. Well, yes, I imagine so, because of his, have you seen him? He's just, he's just a construction worker. Anyway, whatever. Right, so. And he's watching the news on on his big wall screen thing. And we learned that there's a revolution on Mars. There's a colony on Mars. Apparently on Earth, there's a war going on between the North and the South. And north of what and south of what, I don't know. But maybe the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. I have no idea. But there's a war going on. And the North has colonised Mars and is mining it for its turbinium, which they need. I don't even know what turbinium is, but it's important. It's unobtainium, innit? It sounds a bit like it as well, doesn't it? But there's like an uprising on Mars, and they're just showing it on the news and just shooting people. Future news, you see, they just show this stuff on the news. And North and South Antarctica. What? So anyway, they're just showing them shooting people randomly on the news, and then we learn that the governor of Mars is Cohagen, played by Ronnie Cox, a relative of Dick Jones, no doubt. And we learn that he's declaring martial law and all stuff like that. Anyway, Laurie comes in and says, "Stop watching the news," and she presses a button, and then it goes to a nice view of somewhere in the countryside. But it says, "Let's do it. Let's move to Mars." And she says, "Oh, you don't want to move to Mars. It's horrible." And it is, isn't it? If I lived on Earth, even if it's Earth of 2084 and probably maybe not very nice, I'd still rather live there than bloody Mars. But she says, it's horrible. It's dusty and there could explode in revolution at any moment. But anyway, she talks him out of it. To have another quick canoodle, but he's too interested. He keeps looking at there we go, at the news, because he's put the news back on, and he's obsessed with Mars. Right, so off he goes to work, and she opens the door and says, "Have a nice day," and then she looks all suspicious. Dun dun, or whatever. Is it a red herring? I've no idea. Maybe it's the war that leads to screamers. I've seen that. I've only seen that once. I can't remember what happens in it. Honestly, I can't. I know it's Peter Weller. Is it Peter Weller or is it the other one? Him that were in vampires. I get them mixed up. What is good for you? War. Oh, war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Anyway, right. So off Doug goes to work, and he's going. I think he goes through the subway. I think this is filmed somewhere in Mexico as well. This might be the actual Mexico City subway. I don't know. I know we see the outside of it, and it is. But all right. Anyway, so he heads down through a security area. There you go. This is where we see the CG in the film. There we go. These was that an X-ray scanner to show that there's no weapons, and I think this might be the only CG in the film. I'm not sure, but apparently they did some software to try and replicate the motions of walking, but they couldn't get it to work right, so it ended up being all animated, by hand, CG, but the animation done manually, and it's fine. It's fine for the time. So he's fine. He's off. All the people look good, even a dog. Must be a blind person. I've just noticed they've got glasses on, and it must be a seeing eye dog. We call them guide dogs because they're not seeing eye dogs, are they? Anyway, maybe it's the war from Buckaroo Bands. Don't talk to me about that film. I bloody hate that film. James Woods, that's what I think. I always get Peter Weller and James Woods mixed up. Anyway. Right, so here we go. He's getting on his subway train. I think this is the Mexico City subway, metro, tube, whatever you call it, don't know. And on the TVs in the carriage, this is a commercial for Recall Incorporated, spelt with a K, but for some reason in the subtitles, even in the subtitles on there, on the the proper Blu-ray, they spell it with a C, not a K, but never mind. So we see a commercial for Recall. There we go, and people exploring Mars and stuff like that. And then we see this fella, Dr. Edgemar, who's going to pop up later on in the film. So that's planted a seed in his head. He might go to Recall for a holiday he'll never forget. Anyway, then we see him at work in some sort of quarry or whatever, working a big drill with his friend Harry, maybe. We'll see. And then he asks him about Recall. And he said, "Oh, Recall. Oh, nice." He says, "Oh, look. Sometimes it's in the K, sometimes it's a C, whatever." He says, "Should I go and do it?" And he says, "No, I had a friend that nearly got lobotomized, so don't mess with your brain." So anyway, he looks at him suspiciously now. Dun dun dun. Planting all these seeds of suspicion is Paul Verhoeven. So anyway, he thinks, sod it, I'm going anyway. So he goes to Recall. I don't know where this bit were filmed. I assume somewhere in Mexico City. A lot of, this stark concrete architecture in Mexico City for some reason. Simply reminding me a little bit of the architecture that we would see later in Starship Troopers and stuff like that. Maybe the spelling is a clue, better keep track. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so off he goes to Recall. And here we meet the receptionist at Recall with a futuristic 2084 computer. Oh dear. And she's doing her nails. And I remember being super impressed with this at the time. Let's go back. I'm going to show us. There we go. And thinking, how did they do this? And it's obviously, for Pete's sake. There we go. As she does her nail. I thought, how have they done that? Because I couldn't get through my head way back in 1990. A little effect, but apparently it was easy. And nails are actually, they're painted red, and they just took out the blue, in post-production. But it still looks impressive to me anyway. But anyway, so doing the nails with a super futuristic nail thing. But she hasn't got a super futuristic computer, but never mind. So he's made an appointment. So he's here to see Dr. McLean. Not John McLean, it's Bob McLean. So in he goes. So he's going to sell him a holiday to Mars. And he says, wouldn't you rather go on one of our Saturn cruises? Everybody raves about them. He says, no, I want to go to Mars. So he says, right, okay, fair enough. 899 credits. And he wants the basic package, a 2-week holiday to Mars. And then he says, I'll set that up. As you fill out this form, I'll tell you about some of our extras. And he goes, no extras. And then he tries to tell him about his what they call the ego trip, where you can take a holiday from yourself. Hang on. No, Harry is Arnold's name in True Lies. Yes, it is, isn't it? Which has just come out on 4K, hasn't it, along with Aliens, and I still haven't got it yet. Or is it The Abyss? Has True Lies come out yet on 4K? I can't remember. Or even Blu-ray will do. I can't tell much difference between Blu-ray and 4K, to be completely honest, but never mind. Anyway, right. So, yes, as well here, it tells us something that does happen in the film. Because he asks him, is it safe? And not in a Marathon Man way, but, he says, yes, it's completely safe. Your brain won't know the difference between, a memory they've implanted or a real memory. And he says, what about the guy you lobotomized? And he says, that's ancient history. And he says, check out those statistics. And real holidays are a pain in the butt. And then he goes through what's going to happen in the film. You get lost luggage. Later on, we see that somebody sets down a suitcase that nearly gets stolen. Lousy weather, it's raining. Crooked taxi drivers, which we see. Both real and synthetic. So, it's like setting it up for later. But we get more little nods to what's going to happen later. So, right, so this is where he tells him about the ego trip, where he wants to be a secret agent. So, anyway, so it's deep undercover. Another clue that it's all part of what he's paid for. Pardon me. Anyway, so he decides to go for that. Right, so in he goes into the machine, the memory machine. Oh, excuse me. So he's going to meet Dr. Lull. There she is. She's going to be in charge. Hey. So she asks him some questions. She shows him some things for him to have a look at. So let's go through these a frame at a time. So we get... this could be some stuff for what he's going to see on Mars. Yes, Johnny Cab wasn't crooked. He got robbed. We'll get to that. I've got questions about the programming of Johnny Cab. By the way, for Windgrace, lots of Star Trek actors in this. Well, that's a lot. A few Star Trek actors in this. Anyway, where were we? Ooh. Right, so we're going to see some stuff to do with Mars. Where we see some sort of landscape. Looks more like the Valley of Guanji. But and we see two-headed monsters, whatever they are. Let's keep going. And then apparently one of the things she shows is one of the Martians from John Carter. There we go. Yes, that's it, isn't it? That's I forgot his name. Thal. Is it a Thal? Something like that, isn't it? Something like that. That's one of them, isn't it, from John Carter? Yes, with the 6 arms, 6 limbs. Is it Thal? Don't sound right. Something along those lines, isn't it? Yes, only for me, yes. For God's sake, stop doing that. Stop going out of full screen. Anyway, what else have we got? I want to see. Right, we've got that one, which is from John Carter. Some sort of lizard man. What's that? Is that a tripod? Is that a Martian war machine from War of the Worlds? A different version of it. Could be. Maybe not. I don't know. And then other stuff. And then whatever that is. More aliens. I bet all these are like concept art that they used in the film. What's that got to do with Mars as a ringed planet? But anyway. I think we're going to see what he's actually going to see soon. We're going to see the reactor. Here it is. There's the reactor that he's going to come across later on Mars. So everything there, we've got another shot of it. So everything he's seeing here is going to come across later. Taz Tarkas. Is that his name? I forgot his name. I can't remember. It's something like a Thal or something like that, isn't it? I can't remember, something like that. Oh, stop it! So there we go. There's the reactors that we're going to see on Mars. Date back 1 million years. But then we learn it's in the film. It's 500,000 years. Anyway, so they're getting him ready. So, and she's going to ask him some questions about his sexuality and there we go, and how he likes his women, his sleazy, demure, and all that. So they get all that ready, and then as he's going under, is it going to show? There we go. As he's going under, he sees on the screen, it's her again, it's Rachel Tickerton, whatever, Melina, whatever the hell she's called. So he's seen her in his dreams, but now he's seen her on screen. So I don't know. Maybe the AI for recall is like Facebook's AI that can read your mind, because you can just think about something and then it'll appear as a Facebook ad or something like that, won't it? So maybe it's similar. Anyway, so that's one of the last things he sees before he goes under. And this now is when the dream is happening, according to Paul Verhoeven. As I said, I'm not sure what's going on. So, but anyway, whether it's real or not. But so off he goes. Anyway, meanwhile, if it is supposed to be a memory implant, how come we're seeing things that he can't see? Like this, and stuff where we see like Cohagen talking to other people, and things where he's not physically present. How can he remember things that he's not physically present for? I don't know, but anyway, he's with another client, and then we see Dr. Lulz trying to get through to him, and we've got another schizoid embolism, so he goes running down. But he's freaking out, his dog, and he's going, "You blew my cover!" And he's kicking the poor assistant across the room, like that. Still with Rachel Tickerton on the screen. Melina, just call her Melina. Steve. Says, "They'll kill you all, they'll be here any minute." And he grabs hold of Bob McCain's throat, but she starts injecting him with the stuff to make him go to sleep. There we go, with that stuff. And eventually he passes out, and she says he's been going on about Mars, he's actually been there, and he says, "You dumb biatch." He's just acting out the secret agent part of his, his memory or whatever. And he says, "That's impossible because we haven't implanted it yet." It says, his memory's been erased. She came across a what they call it, a memory cap. His memory's been erased and implanted with a new one. Someone's done that, and this young chap here says, "Someone, we're talking about the agency." There you go. So she slaps him for some reason. Don't know why, but she does. And says, "Right, I'll refund his money, I'll erase his file, we'll put him in a cab, and if anybody asks, we've never heard of Doug Quaid." So they're washing their hands of him. There you go. And then he wakes up in the back of the Johnny cab. And there he is. There's good old Robert Picardo, who's never looked better. Who you may know from The Howling and obviously Star Trek Voyager, where he played the Doctor. Not Doctor Who, not that Doctor. The EMH. I've just noticed is an android. Well, not an android. He's a synthetic part of the cab with male pattern baldness look, just like the real Robert Picardo. You can see under there. Look. Anyway, that's by the by. So he doesn't know where he is. He's asking how's he got in. He says, "The door opened and you got in. Hell of a day, innit?" That's how he talks. And apparently the thing he's whistling as they're driving along is the Norwegian national anthem. I'll take IMDb Trivia's word for that. She slapped him because we don't talk about the agency. Apparently so. He was a doctor, not a doorstop. Yes, he was. Anyway, so he takes him to the metro station. Why don't you just take him home? Don't know, but he takes him to the metro station. More Mexico City architecture, I think. So here he is. So he gets out. Here we go. And he says thank you and stuff. Because you've got to say thank you to Johnny Cabs, because if you try and get out without paying your fare or whatever, there's consequences in this 2084 future. Anyway, he gets out, then comes across his friend. Is it Harry? I'm sure it is Harry. Let me check. Yes, Harry. Yes, it is Harry. Thought so. I saw him in something once where he kind of had hair. Yes, I've seen him in something with hair. I mean, when they were young, he had a lot of hair, didn't he? But not anymore. What did I see him in now? Yes, I'm trying to think. He had like a big curly hair, and I'm trying to remember what. Robert Picardo we're talking about, by the way. Anyway, he comes across Harry, who's there, and he says, how was your trip to Mars? And he says, what are you talking about? He says, you said you were going to go to recall. I tried to talk you out of it, but you went anyway. He says, I don't know what you're talking about. He says, oh, well, come on, I'll buy you a drink. He says, no, I'm too late. I'm late. I can't. But then loads of other chaps appear and grab hold of him. He says, come on, let's get that drink. And he pulls a gun out, does Harry. And says, you blabbed, Quaid. You blabbed about Mars. And then Doug just fights them all now. Just kills all of them. Some with his bare hands. Somebody shoots, like that fella there. Including Harry. He breaks his neck. So he's done all that. As though instinct kicked in. And you see he's got blood on his hands. And then he drops the gun and runs home. I presume he runs home. I've just noticed, is that a can pouring itself into that glass? Is that some sort of sculpture? It must be. I've just seen it. Oh, it's behind my head. You can't see it. Never mind. Hang on. You probably saw him in Kojak. No, bloody didn't. He had hair in The Howling. Yes, he did. He did, yes. He had a lot of hair in The Howling. All over. But he had it on his head as well. Anyway. He had tons of hair in The Howling. It was Eddie Quist. I want to give you a piece of my mind, yes. We've done The Howling on Friday Night Appointment with Fear. My favourite werewolf film, it is. And he had blonde hair in Explorers. I've only seen that once and I can't remember what happens in it. He kind of had blondish hair in Gremlins 2, didn't he? Like had highlights and stuff in, didn't it? Anyway, enough of this Robert Picardo talk. We'll get back to him. Anyway, he gets home. So this is Laurie practicing her tennis with some sort of hologram. So she's doing all that. Then Doug comes in. And he's saying, he's turning all the lights off. He says, somebody's tried to kill me and Harry was the boss. And he tells her he went to recall. And she's like, oh, no, you shouldn't go to those brain butchers. Says, she thinks he's having some hallucination thing because of what recall have done. And then he says, you call this a delusion? By the way, he grabs hold. Hang on, let me check. Let's go back. I'm sure he puts his hands on her shoulders. Does he? Let's have a look. Oh, it always skips too bloody far. I'm sure he does. Yeah, it does. Look. Puts his hands on her shoulders. Look, but there's no blood, so it must have dried on his hands or something. Look, there's no blood on the shoulder there. Oh, you can't see for my fat head, but take my word for it. And then he showed. Oh, I still can't see for me. Hang on. There, no blood on the shoulders. And then he shows his hands. There you go. You call this a delusion? And it still looks wet, doesn't it? So why has she got all blood on her shoulders? Turn it off. Verisimilitude broken. Explorers was good times. I've seen it once and I can't really. I know they build like a spaceship or something, don't they, or whatever. I can't really remember a lot about it. We'll have to dig it out and have another watch. I'm sure it's on Amazon or somewhere. Anyway, so he's got all blood on his hands, and so he goes to clean up. He says, I'm going to call a doctor. And we see that her doctor appears on the screen as Michael Ironside. So he's obviously telling her what to do as he's washing his hands. And as he goes back into the living room, oh, pardon me, somebody starts shooting at him. So he starts rolling about. She's a terrible shot. But he overpowers it and then puts the light on because he's going, Laurie, get out of here. And then we learn it's Laurie, is it Laurie or Laurie, whatever, that's attacking him. So they have a bit of a fight here. And apparently Arnie was super impressed with her fighting skills. She trained for ages, apparently. I think for over a year or something, to get into shape for this film, for the fight scenes. And I think after this, she did the Playboy to show off her fit bod, apparently. But anyway, I don't know. And she whacks him in the nuts several times in this film, at least 3 times she hits him in the ghoulies. She's fighting away. And yes, Arnold were impressed with Sharon Stone in this. He called her the Terminator Sharon or something like that. But they're fighting away. And kicks him again. Look, he can take it, though. He can take it. And but eventually, because that's not Sharon Stone, is it? Bloody arms on that. It's got arms like Madonna. Chucks her over the counter. That wasn't Sharon Stone, was it? Anyway, he overpowers her. There we go. And then she says, I'm not your wife. I didn't know you before 6 weeks ago. It's all, part of it's a sham. You've had your memories erased and reimplanted with new memories, blah, blah, blah. The last 8 years is a lie, etc. So she says, but it's been a hell of a ride. Shall we go one last time for old time's sake? And then he looks round at the CCTV thing that they just happened to have there. It's like a Ring doorbell camera or whatever, but futuristic on the CRT monitor. And he sees baddies arriving, and he says, oh, clever girl, trying to distract me. And he knocks her out, like so. And he heads out the door. But Michael Ironside and his crew arrive. Hang on. And this chap goes to check on Laurie. But Michael Ironside boots him out the way and says, don't touch her, because she's his wife. I think she's his wife. Or his girlfriend. I don't know. I suspect she's his wife. Anyway. It had a cool talking mouse for stars, this Explorers. I can't remember. I've seen it once a long time ago. There's a lot of Joe Dante films I've never seen The Burbs for some reason. Never got round to seeing it. And Small Soldiers I think I might have seen once. But I like Joe Dante. I don't know why, I've not seen his films more often. Anyway, so here we go. So this character's called Helm, and I just think he's Alex Kurtzman. Just reminded me of Alex Kurtzman. And he has a fate later on, which is very gratifying. But anyway, he's got a tracker. We learn that he's got a tracker that's been implanted. Not some tiny little subdermal thing, that's just under his skin. It's big and massive when we see it later. But anyway. So they can follow him, they know where he is. So they go chasing after him, and he tells Laurie to pack a bag, and get out of here. And I said, what if they bring him back? And he says, not a chance. So right. So he runs through the CG machine, and obviously he's got a gun. The alarm goes off, so the security guards try and cut him off on both sides, so he jumps through the glass. In a minute, there we go. There we go. Cool. They're all chasing him into the subway, metro, wherever, through all the people, and innocent civilians are dying left, right, and centre. Let's go back again. This poor fella. He's like this film, not him. That's a proper shooting face, though, isn't it? I love Small Soldiers. Yes, I've seen it like at least once, maybe twice. I can't remember, but I did enjoy it. Pretty sure Laurie is just his girl. I don't know. That's that. She's referred to as his old lady by Helm, which makes me suspect that it might have been married to him. But I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But she's in a relationship with him. Either way. Anyway, shooting away at... hang on, where are we? Oh, for God's sake, stop doing that. Shooting away at him, and they shoot this poor innocent civilian who's just happened to be standing in front of Doug. And this chap here is like this film's version of... I forgot the bloody name now. The fella from RoboCop, the Ed 209 shot to bits. Kinney. This film's version of Kinney. Because he just keeps getting shot and shot and shot lots of times. There we go. Look. Very similar effects as well, so it must have been the same, special effects person. So he's just using him as a human shield, and apparently it's caused a bit of consternation at the time, using an innocent civilian as a human shield. But he didn't kill him. He got shot. He just happened to be standing in front of him. Anyway, he throws him into them, and there we go. And carries on his race to freedom. Then we see Richter. His name is, by the way, Michael Ironside. He's a baddie, and we know he's a baddie because he just steps on a poor dead person because he's a baddie. Anyway, so they carry on. Oh, I get to the train, and the train's just pulling away from the station, and it might be this bit, I don't know, but apparently Arnold badly cut his finger or something on this glass. So let's see, when it's supposed to hit the glass, and it might have been a previous take or something, I don't know, but something happened with the glass, or it smashed too early, or it didn't smash early enough, or something, and he cut his hand anyway, so there we go. Can't tell. Might have been another take, an earlier take. He only used him as a shield after he got pop. Yes, he did, yes, but it still caused consternation, apparently, but not from me. But anyway, so he's got in, he's jumped into the train, and as it goes away, and the shooting, and he's cross. So he's shooting away. They don't care about poor innocent civilians and all that. But he's angry. Look, he's angry because he's got away. It was described in one of the documentaries on the Blu-ray as that he's like Wile E. Coyote trying to get Roadrunner. He could just never get hold of him. That's how he was described. Which I suppose is true. He just can't get him, can he? Anyway, so now on the TV, there's an advert for actual an actual cruise into space on an actual spaceship, a real live holiday you can afford. And he's thinking, if only I'd gone there first. Can I make anything out on that? Oh, it says 70, doesn't it? It says 70. Originally, I thought it was like Oz upside down, and I thought on the wing of the spaceship, and I thought, is that a reference to the Wizard of Oz? Over the rainbow and all that stuff. It were all a dream. I mean, it could be, but I think it's a 70. But in my mind, it's still an Oz. An Oz. Anyway, so they've got to... They still can track him, though, can't they? But he gets a call from Cohagen, and he's saying, don't kill him, just capture him. But obviously, Richter wants him dead. But Cohagen says, no, capture him. If I wanted him dead, I wouldn't have put him on Earth, dumped him on Earth, and wiped his memories and all that stuff. But then he does the old, we're getting sunspots, losing your signal. So, right, so they're after him again. This is a little clue as to that they're actually filming in Mexico City. Bit of, Aztec, Mayan, whatever, architecture there, or carvings. Because as he comes out of here, this is actually the entrance to the metro in Mexico City. As he comes out, it's in outside Mexico City Central or whatever, with all the real commercial billboards and stuff, neon signs and all that. Right, so what's he doing now? Oh, he's going to a hotel, the Ritz Hotel. So here he is. So he's got a room at the Ritz Hotel, and then for some reason, somebody knows he's there. They must have seen him go in. They get a call from a fella who, for some reason, reminds me of... hang on, let's get rid of that. reminds me of, I forgot his name now. Is it Michael Landon? Highway to Heaven. Is it Highway to Heaven? Little House on the Prairie. All that. It reminds me of him for some reason, but I don't think it is him. And Josh Temple says, sorry, being busy at work. Fine. Yeah, fine. It's okay. Could be Incan. I don't think it'd be Incan, not in Mexico. Incas were in Peru, weren't they? In South America. Yes, Michael Landon. Yeah. It was the Aztecs and the Mayans that were up in Mexico City and that, wasn't it? And the Toltecs, I think they were around that area as well. And the others, Olmecs, whatever. Anyway, this fella phones him up, and on the super duper futuristic video telephone device, and they tell him, do exactly what I say. He says, wet a towel and put it around your head. He says, they've got you bugged, and it's in your head. So wet a towel and put it around your head. So he goes to do that. And you see the signal is lost immediately, and then he comes out. There's amazing. If you've ever tried wrapping a towel around your head, it's really hard. I mean, I can't even wrap a towel round myself. You see them do it in films, don't you, where they just wrap a towel around themselves and then they're walking round or running about. The towel don't fall off or anything. Magic of Hollywood. Anyway, he puts this thing on his head. Looks like an idiot. And then he says, look out the window. I'm here at this. He actually looks. Oh, let's go back again a bit. There you go. He's looking up, look. He's looking up. But then when he looks down at him, he's not actually looking up. Hang on, go back a bit. When he actually first sees him. There you go. He's not looking. He looks up now. Turn it off. Tinfoil hat. Yes, it is a tinfoil hat. But a wet towel hat. That's a new thing we'll have to do. A wet towel hat. Anyway, so it says, you told me to leave this for you. I'm going to leave it here. And I'm one of your buddies from the agency. And if you ever disappeared, it disappeared 6 bloody weeks ago, apparently. If you ever disappeared, I had to get in touch with you and do all this stuff. So he leaves it there for some reason. Why didn't he just leave it at the hotel? Don't know. Could have left it at reception, couldn't he? But, hang on, let's go back. And he goes out, runs out to go pick it up. And then this old biddy arrives, and she wants it, so she's going to have it. Excuse me, mum, this is mine. And she says, I don't. Your name's not on it. But he wrestles her for it, and then she swears at him because this is a comedy bit. There you go. Because there you go. What more can I say? For some reason, she reminds me like an old Dee Wallace. I can imagine Dee Wallace doing roles like this in a few years. Or maybe now. She's been knocking on a bit now, won't she, Dee Wallace? But anyway. Right. Where were we? Right. So, they're picking him up again. Obviously, the towel's drying out a bit. And but they still can't pinpoint him. But then they just see him in a minute. Hang on. There you go. They just see him, and then he just stops and looks at them, just so they get a proper good look at him. They realise it's him. Oh, look, it's him, look. So he goes running off. Then he finds a Johnny cab. So he gets in, he says, just go, drive. And it doesn't understand him. Please say the destination. And so he grabs hold of Johnny cab, the other part of him. Oh, hang on, I've gone too far again. Rips him out and throws him in the back. And luckily, for some reason, it has a joystick. Did Johnny Cab use a joystick? I don't think so, but maybe it's there for emergencies. I don't know. But he uses the joystick to drive the cab. I presume it's electric. Anyway. So off he goes driving. I love this bit for some reason. I don't know why. They're shooting at him. You can see him there. Michael Ironside and Alex Kurtzman shooting at him. They hit the glass. Shoot the glass. And as he's going around this corner, the glass all tinkles out like that. And for some reason, I really like that. I don't know why. I just think it's cool. This fella's going to have flat tyres, isn't he, if he drives over in his pound shop DeLorean. But anyway, gets away and ends up at the factory where RoboCop were murdered. Alex Murphy were murdered. I know it's not. So he gets out and then he grabs his suitcase and Johnny Cab says, that'll be 18 credits. And he says, sue me arsehole or something like that. And there you go, fair, there's 18 credits, please. And he says, sue me dickhead. And then he fritzes out. So is this like standard thing for Johnny Cabs? If you like jump the taxi, it just tries to run you over and then explode. Because that's what it does. It tries to run him over instead of just reporting him, sending a signal out to the police. It tries to run him over, then it smashes into a wall and explodes. If it's electric, I mean, I know electrical stuff can catch fire, but has it got must have explosive material in it. That's a hell of an explosion. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Oh dear. Anyway, it's not good business practice, is it, to try and murder your customers, even if they do jump your cab. Anyway, right, so it goes up somewhere in this some sort of, is it a concrete plant or something they call it? I don't know. And he finds a tabletop or whatever with lots of rats on, but it says mice squeaking, but they're obviously rats. And he just shoves some off, look, just doesn't care. He's not bothered. There he goes. Ah, poor rats. No rats were harmed in the making of this film, I hope. Anyway, so he opens up the suitcase and he finds money and IDs and that and other things. Oh, there we go. And this thing, which creates a mirror image of your hologram, because obviously he shoots at it first, you know. But then we see it's a hologram. So, ooh, this will come in handy later on in the film. Wink. He don't say that, but that's what the premise is. What else? All right, then there's another big thing in it, and he just pulls it out and opens it up because it's 2084. And to send a simple video message, you need like this massive laptop thing. Anyway, so we learn that he's called Hauser originally, and he's saying, hello, buddy, I am you, I am Hauser. We've got to go and get Cohagen, so get your ass to Mars. But before that, pick up this thing that you just put down and shove it up your nose. I says, you're me, I'm you, etc. Meanwhile, back at Richter and Alex Kurtzman, there you go, they've picked up an explosion at the old cement factory. It must be probably that bit where I forgot a bloody name now. Lewis blows up Ray Wise. Probably that explosion. So off they go to investigate. But meanwhile, he's listening to himself. Says, we've got to get that bug out of your head. So he says, pick up this device. There you go. In a minute. There you go. Pick up this device and shove it up your nose. And then he goes, that's a demonstration of what I won't shove that up my nose. Anyway, so he shoves it up his nose and it says, keep going until you hear the crack. I'm like, bloody hell. And in this bit, there were, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Paul Verhoeven in the commentary saying, this is really me. And then it cuts to the amazing work of Rob Bottin. I thought, yeah, no, we can tell. We can tell when it's not you, Arnie. That's obviously Arnie. And then in a minute, that's Arnie, isn't it? And then, hang on, that's not. That's not Arnie. That's a Rob Bottin head. I mean, it's good. It's good work. It's good work. But, you can tell, can't you? Anyway, so he pulls this thing out of his head. This huge, massive ball. I say it's 2084. Obviously, microelectronics have gone backwards somehow. So look at it. So that's the tracker that were in his head. So now he puts it in a piece of the stuff he were eating. I don't know if it was chocolate or whatever. I don't know what it was, a meat. I don't know what it was. Shoves it in there, throws it to the rats because he sees these baddies coming. But then he's telling himself, get your ass to Mars. And there we go. Oh, he's got to go to the Hilton on Mars and flash the Brubaker ID and all that jazz. Right, so get your ass to Mars. So he smashes the laptop for some reason. Good job he didn't need it again, innit? That, yes, vacuum tube, yeah. Smashes this. That says, good job he didn't need it again. Puts all the other stuff back in the suitcase. And this is where he puts the tracker in the meat or chocolate or whatever the hell it is and throws it to the rats. There we go. Squeaking. So the baddies come in and start shooting, and Alex Kurtzman's giving it all. He's there, and pointing to all these different areas, and the rats are obviously running about with this tracker thing. And then it finally lands upon this poor little fella. He's obviously swallowed the tracker, which is about half the size of the bloody rat, but he's obviously swallowed it. So Michael Ironside shoots it because he's evil. You could get your ass to Mars. And then he shoots the rat. And then all its blood and puddings go all over Arnie's face. And then we dissolve to Mars. Here we go, dissolving to Mars. And Phobos and Deimos are still there, hanging in the sky. And then a spaceship comes into view. Cool effects. Coming into land on Mars. That's a good model work. Really like it. A couple of people there working away. That's it. It's all jolly good. Jolly good. Right, so here it is. Mars immigration admitted. Federal colonies. Oh, right, cool. It says there, look. Yes, 2084. 19th of, I don't know, is that August maybe, 2084. So, yes, it is 2084. There we go. Raspberry preserves, is that all it was? I hope so. Being jammed. Right, so here we go. So we're at a busy Mars incoming, what they call it? Immigration desk. That's it, isn't it? Who's he? Is he taking pictures? They're on holiday and he's taking pictures, isn't he? And then this lady here, don't know who she might be. For some reason, she reminds me of my mate's mum. But anyway, that's by the by. And then there she is. How long are you going to be here for? 2 weeks. It's her. That's her. So, and she's called, in real life, she is called, is it going to say? No, I'm going to have to go to the full bloody, full cast, aren't I? Full cast and crew. Now then. Priscilla something or other. Oh, never mind. She's called Priscilla. I think it's Priscilla Allen or something like that. I think it's that. Why is she in the bloody list? Yes, we go. Priscilla Allen. Fat lady. Can't call them that these days. Speaking of jammed, you're going to do Spaceballs someday? I might do. See, on Sci-Fi Quest channel, we all watched Spaceballs a couple of weeks ago because he had a watch along with it. It's a good film. I enjoy Spaceballs. Anyway, where were we? Priscilla Allen plays but that's her name in the film as well because it's not going to show us. I've probably gone past it. As he's looking at her passport. There we go. Yes, it says Priscilla Allen there, look. So that's a real name. So there we go. So that's what she's called in the film. All that just for that, just to prove to you that. Does it matter? Anyway, we see Richter arrives and Alex Kurtzman, and then we get the next Star Trek alumnus to arrive. There he is. You recognise him. Here he comes, marching through. Yes, it's Mark Alemo, who you may know from Deep Space Nine. He played Gul Dukat. There he is, Mark Alemo. Amazing actor. It's weird, isn't it? as Gulda Cat in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He had all these amazing scenes. A really good actor, but in like movies, he just plays a heavy all the time. But anyway, with not many lines. If she has a name in the film, why do they credit her as fat? Exactly. The very East film is this, isn't it? The French poker player from Times Arrow. Yes, he was as well. But I wouldn't have remembered that if you hadn't just said. But now you mention it, yes, he was. Anyway, right. So Richter's arrived, and this chap is playing a captain of some sort, a gull, should I say? He says, Cohagen wants to speak to you. Any news on Quaid? Says, no, not since you lost him. He says, watch your mouth, Captain. Meanwhile, she's still going through immigration. He says, how long do you plan to stay? 2 weeks. And me. It's obviously they're going. Oh, right. Bit of graffiti. Kuato lives. Kuato's the leader of the Mars Resistance. And they don't know who he is. He's a mystery character. But they think he's George Washington. Right, so they stamp that. It's 19th of June, 19th of the 6th, 2084. There we go. And they say, have you brought any fruits or vegetables? And she goes, 2 weeks. Because obviously something's going wrong. He says, what? Squeeze me? Baking powder? And then she starts going, 2 weeks. That's all she can say. And then we lurks, obviously, we know something's up. She starts doing, ow, that hurt. So she's freaking out, drawing attention to herself, like bloody women do. And then Richter notices, sorry, I just saw it. Oh no, she looks familiar. I've seen her in something else. I know she's an extra or whatever, but I'm sure I've seen her extra-ing in something else. She looks familiar, but anyway. See, really, there you go. That's Quaid. Anyway, what's Michael Ironside done with this part of his face? I've always wondered that whenever I've seen him. Has he had an accident or something, and it's never healed up properly, or has he had a skin transplant or something, or is it just a weird thing, that he's got? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. That's Quaid. He says, where? He says, her, arrest him, her, whatever. So they go running over. There you go. Get out of my way, says. And then she starts. There we go. A wig comes off, and then we cut to. He was doing it again in the commentary. So this is the real woman, and then he cuts to the fake head. Obviously. Her ear comes out. For God's sake. Her ear comes out. Why? I don't know. Why does her ear come out like that? I don't know. For effect, I suppose. And then it all opens up. I say it's cool. And then, that's an amazing head, done by Rob Bottin. It's better than I could do. Anyway, it lifts up, and then all the other there were loads of paraphernalia behind, all metal and stuff that were lifting it up, and then for some reason that's just disappeared somehow. I don't know. Then he throws the head to the guards and runs off. It says catch, and then he runs off, and she says, "Get ready for a surprise." And you can see where they've covered her hair up. Never mind. That's not a real lady. There you go. And then she blows up like thusly. And then he runs, beats up some guards, and then runs off, and then Richter shoots and punches a hole in the glass, shoots the glass, and all the air goes out because it's really badly designed. And but anyway, really badly designed. And you'd think there'd be some automatic system where if there were a puncture of the dome or the glass or whatever you want to call it, there'd be some automatic thing that'd come down and seal it off. But no, everybody's got to fly about until this fella. It skipped quite a bit, by the way. Lots of people found about a couple of guards, a couple of red shirts go out of the window. Sorry, am I taking you out of the movie? Oh dear. Am I destroying the verisimilitude? That's today's word. Anyway, he smashes that button. Then all the shutters come down, the door's shut. You'd think that'd be automatic, wouldn't you? You'd think so, but no. Right, so all shuts, and it gets out just in time before that. For some reason, there's one door that's slower than the others at closing, and Quaid gets out, and he doesn't. He says, "Open the goddamn door." And says, "I can't." Says, "Open it." I can't. They're all connected. So anyway, he's got away again. Tell you, he's like Wile E. Coyote. Anyway, so I'm just looking at this, seeing if there's anything I've not noticed. Some craters and stuff. No faces. Anyway, so he's on this train. Is he on that train there? Is that what we're going to look at? Yes, he's on that train there. And people behind are talking about they're putting the price of air up again, is Cohagen. Because Cohagen's evil. Anyway, there he's looking out the window at the pyramid mine. To this fella who he was around a lot in the 90s, wasn't he? In a lot of films and stuff and TV, but I don't know his name. But anyway, so he tells him, he does him a little bit of exposition about the pyramid and alien artifacts that have been found inside. So you don't really believe that, do you? So anyway, so off he goes. Off he goes on his model train through the model train set area. It's cool, but you can tell it's a model. But it's still cool. Cool practical effects. And then to the next part of the Martian colony, which is called Venusville for some reason. I think that's... No, he ain't got there yet, has he? No, he ain't got there yet. He's got to get to the Hilton Hotel first, hasn't he? He was in TNG also. I'm not surprised. I can't remember. Oh. Hang on, do I remember? I think I might remember, but I can't. I can see him, yes, in it, but I can't remember who he played or what episode it was. But anyway. Right, so he's arrived at Cohagen's office. There he is. He is Dick Jones, Cohagen. What's his first name? Does he have a first name? It just says Cohagen. Unbelievable. Cast. Where are you? Does it say on Wikipedia? Where is it? Yeah, dear. Bear with me. Velos Cohagen. There we go. Thank you, Wikipedia. Right, where were we? Right, so I was going to get a dressing down from Cohagen. That he's messing his plans up. He's all these well-laid plans, and Richter's messing it all up. And says, he's got to do as he's told and not to think, just follow orders, basically. At least I think it was him in the episode with the Gatherers where Riker kills the woman to whom he just made love. I can't remember. I know which episode you mean. Is it some Vengeance Factor or something like that, isn't it? Let's have a look, shall we? What the heck? We're live. If that's the one I'm thinking of. Start at the Next Generation. IMDb. Let's have a look. See if he's in that. The one with Lisa Wilcox in it. If that's who you mean. I don't know. I can't see him unless he's in the all cast and crew. Let's have a look. I've no idea. Can't tell. Hang on. Let's have a look down here. It's like man on train. Let's have a look for this one. It was a man on or Burley Mine. Is that him? Oh, let me check. Mickey Jones, his name is. Mickey Jones, right. Is Mickey Jones in... Not that I can see. It might be a different episode. I don't know. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in a lot of stuff anyway. Right, where were we? Anyway, back to this. Right, so tell him to just follow orders, do as you're told, don't kill Quaid. So there, right, and we get a look at his goldfish, which will come back again later on. And he's just kicked him in the nuts, probably. Right, so it says to him, can you follow orders? Blah blah blah. Yes, he can. Right. So he arrives at wherever it is, somewhere in the colony, and he goes to the Hilton Hotel. Here he is entering the Hilton Hotel, going up to reception, flashing the Brubaker ID, another face that I've seen in a lot of stuff. I bet he's been in Star Trek as well. I bet he has. I may be mistaken. I did just see Captain April from Strange New Worlds in Stargate last night. Did you? What's his face? I've got his bloody name now. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Anson Mount. That's it, Anson Mount, isn't it? Has he been in Stargate? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Right, let's check that then, shall we? Anson Mount. See if he's been in Stargate. Right, let's see. Television. Credits. Television. Doesn't say there, but that's on Wikipedia. Let's have a look on IMDb. Hang on, what did you say? You said Robert April, didn't you? Oh, April, not Pike. Oh, yeah, tell you. I twigged then as I was starting typing it. Oh, dear. I can't remember that actor's name. Hang on, I'm going to have to look up that now. Hey. Help if I could type. Maybe fat fingers. Strange New World. Adrian Holmes, right. Off we go. Adrian Holmes, Stargate. Did you mean Adrian Holmes Stargate? Yes, I did, because I can't type. Yes, he was in Stargate. Right, what were he in? He was in SG-1, Nightwalkers, played Sergeant Krieger, and he was in SG-1, Memento Mori, where he played Detective J. Ryan. There we go. So, yes, you could have seen him in Stargate, because he was in it twice. Right, that's that out of the way. Oh, he was a random SWAT team guy in Nightwalkers. Right, okay, whatever. Just Em says, heading home, great show, keep it up and we'll chat with you all later. Yes, have a safe trip home. Josh. Pardon me, I'm burping. Anyway. Never going to get to the end of this bloody film. Where were we? Flashing the Brubaker ID at the desk. The millions around the world loved that. Yes, they did. Flashes the Brubaker ID, and apparently it's been before. Says, do you want the same suite? Yes. If something in the safe, so he gets a safety deposit box thing out. We see it's just a flyer. Thank goodness I didn't see what were on the other side. It was a cheeky lady, but a drawing of one. For a place called The Last Resort in Venusville. Why you'd have some place on Mars called Venusville, I don't know. I know Venus, the goddess of love, and it's like a sex place and all that. But anyway, for a good time, ask for Melina. And obviously can't tell his own handwriting. He's got to borrow a pen. There we go. He borrows a Sharpie off the receptionist, which has got a red cap on, but when he writes, it's in black. So Obviously, whoever does the pens at the Hilton is evil. Burly guy on train was Mickey Jones, a founding member of the first edition with Kenny Rogers. There you go. He's been in loads of stuff, though, hasn't he? He's been in loads of stuff. I'm sure he's been in the X-Files as well. I'm pretty certain I've seen him in the X-Files. Anyway, I forgot where I want. There we go. See, he's showing that it's his own handwriting because he can't recognise his own handwriting. He's got to like, oh, look. But I'd get it all wrong if I was trying to, replicate. I'd just get it wrong. But anyway, so he wrote that note to himself. Right, so he goes back out now. He doesn't go to his room. He goes back out. He's going to the last resort. He was where we meet Benny, cab driver on Mars, and so he's stolen another cab driver's fare. So that's why you're getting that. Eat this, damn you, Benny. So off they go. But then there's an explosion. Boom. Everything's blowing up. Oh, what doing? There we go. An explosion. And so they've got to get out of there before they get killed because people are getting shot and everything. So, right. So it's off to the last resort. And they just drive about through tunnels, but then there's like drilling machines and stuff just randomly coming out. It's like some game. You've got to avoid, the stuff, the chompers and drilling machines coming out of the wall. I bet if there were a game for this, I bet there were a level where you to do that. I've done it again. Oh, for Christ's sake. The bloody full stop. Why have that there? I've gone back to the beginning again because of the bloody full stop. Comma is, a backspace, and the forward slash is skip forward a bit. For some reason, full stop takes you all the way back to the beginning again, and that's in the middle. And I keep bloody pressing that. Christ almighty. Right, whereabouts am I? I don't know whereabouts I am in the film. Right, we've done that. Right, we're there. Right, we're here. This'll do. Right, they've arrived at Venusville. For crying out bloody loud. I now remember I was a guest on Home Improvement several times in Galactica 1980. Yeah, I think I might remember that Galactica 1981. Bloody terrible. Terrible with that series. Mickey Jones was Ironside's character's buddy in the V miniseries. Yes, he was, yes. Yes, he was. That's usually what I think first. Yes, he's done lots of stuff. Yes, in Beat V, The Final Battle, in that, wasn't it? When Michael Ironside turned up, kept calling Mark Singer's character Gooder. Anyway, yes. Right, so they've arrived at Venusville, and he's off to the last resort. He gives Benny loads of money in a minute. Or I might have just done it. Here we see some mutants with, they've got mutant faces. Rob Bottin did all these. I don't think they're overly impressive because they don't even do anything. But they just stick weird things on people's faces. But anyway, we learn that some of them are psychic. She says, I can guess your birth date. She says, you're a Taurus. And he says, how did you know? Because he's bloody psychic, mate. So he gives her some money. I thought, and then I'm watching it thinking, but that's not his birthday, that's his sign. Oh, so I wouldn't have given her any money. Says you're not, you had a 1 in 12 chance of getting that. So go away, urchin mutant. Anyway, right, so he goes to the last resort. He gives them some money. He says, I've got 5 kids to feed. He says, take them to the dentist. And he gives them loads of money. He says, there you go. He says, I'll be out here waiting for you. Right, so he goes into the last resort. We see it's, a den of iniquity. And we're going to meet another Star Trek character in a minute. Another Star Trek actor, should I say. I'm going to have to be careful here now. Because I haven't done any editing like I did with the Entity last Friday. No nipples edited out, so I'm going to have to be quick. Mary is played by Licia Naff, who you may know as Ensign Sonia Gomez from Star Trek The Next Generation. I didn't know that till today. But let's see what happens when she turns around. Right. There she is. There you go. It's Ensign Sonia Gomez. Remember, she spilled hot chocolate on Captain Picard. You're going to tell us this isn't real either. Maybe, I don't know. But obviously that Starfleet uniform kept them well under wraps, didn't it? Is she a captain now in Lower Decks? I can't remember. Anyway, there we go. She turns around to this famous three-boobed lady. But apparently she didn't like doing this, so she shouldn't have accepted the part, should she? She's saying in this scene she's smiling, but she's we're nearly crying underneath because she's got her boobs out. But they're not her boobs, they're fake boobs. Sorry, Windgrace, but they are. But anyway, whatever. But it's the most famous part of the film, really, isn't it? One of the most famous parts of the film. Right, and we can skip this. Because also YouTube will have an embolism. She was never seen again after spilling on Picard. I think she did like 2 episodes, I think, and never seen again. But as Windgrace said, she ended up being a captain, so she didn't do bad. This is how Gene wanted Troy to be. Probably, yes, but we'll have to be quick. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh. Ah! That were close. Actually, I think it were hidden behind me, so I think I got away with that one. There's some wrestling going on. Look, Eric Ste versus ROR. The dog-faced something. At the Coliseum. I'm guessing that's from Earth. Me and Eddie might be going to see some wrestling next month. Fingers crossed. He kept saying it. He keeps asking me, can we go see wrestling? But he doesn't like WWE wrestling, you know, when they come over here. He doesn't like all the fireworks and stuff that they do and all that. He likes the little local wrestling things. So there's one next month that he may want to go to. Anyway, that's by the by. Right, so she goes. He's asked for Melina, by the way. Says, where's Melina? And says, you know, she's real picky. Says, well, she'll talk to me. And he starts throwing his money about again. And then we see she's over here with Dean Norris and Fidel Castro. But anyway, says, hey, Mel, there's Dean Norris with something up with his face. He's supposed to be a mutant. Is he psychic? I don't know. I don't know what his special mutant superpower is. He's just got a funky face. Anyway, she turns round and it's like a, here we go. It's like, also starring Rachel Tickerton. That's what it should put on there, shouldn't it? She turns around, she sees him and she's not happy anymore. So she goes over, he nods. She's pretty. I don't know who she is, but she's super pretty. This is Marshall Bell. We may know from Starship Troopers. He played the general in Starship Troopers, and he's been in loads of other stuff as well. Oh, he was in Virus as well, wasn't he? He nods to her, as though saying, giving her the go-ahead to go and talk to him. There's Dean Norris. With his funky face. So he goes over, says, still bulging, I see what you mean. And then she grabs his... He's always either been hit or grabbed in the ghoulies in this. He sees in the dark. Yes, probably. So what you been feeding this thing? And he goes, blondes. Referring, obviously, to Sharon Stone. And then... Dean Norris comes up and says, you've got a nerve showing your face round here, Hauser. He goes, look who's talking, relax, you'll live longer. So he goes around threatening people, you know. Because he kills a few people, you know. And now he thinks he's bloody James Bond, which technically he is. I bet that stings. The back of Dean Norris's head. Anyway. That's Thumbelina. She's amazing with a machine gun, we'll see in a bit. Anyway, so Melina takes Quaid up to her room. Not much privacy, is there? But never mind. And she gives him a good old slap, thusly. And then a big hug. And she says, you know, didn't know where you been, thought you'd been killed, or thought Cohagen had tortured you to death. Obviously, it's been missing for 6 weeks. I presume it's 6 weeks, because that's what Sharon Stone said, didn't she? She said she was assigned to him 6 weeks ago, or whatever. So I presume it's been about 6 weeks, or thereabouts. Or what? I don't know how long it takes him to get to Mars from Earth, so add that on as well, because he's travelled from Mars to Earth, hasn't he? So something that's often forgotten in sci-fi and interplanetary travel time. So it's 6 weeks plus whatever. Right, anyway, right, but by the by. But then she hugs him and kisses him, and he says, I don't remember you or anything. Somebody's wiped my mind or whatever. He's like, what are you talking about? And he goes, Hauser left me a note. He says, what, your Hauser? He says, not anymore. I am Douglas Quaid. Actually, I think he says Quaid, Douglas Quaid, as though he's like James Bond. I could be wrong. Yes, it does, yes, as though he's James Bond. Now I'm Quaid, Douglas Quaid. So, anyway. And then, he doesn't remember, then he would, it just end up on Earth with a wife and a job and says, he goes, what are you talking about a wife? Because he's obviously had a relationship with Melina, who's got lovely eyes, I must admit, but she's no Sharon Stone when all's said and done. He used the spore drive, so instant, yes, obviously so. Obviously so. Anyway. So she boots him out. She says she's had enough of his lies. She doesn't believe him. He's still working for Cohagen, and he just wanted to get inside. He goes, inside what? And thought, oh, aye. But anyway, so she boots him out. She says, Melina, people are trying to kill me. So she pulls a gun on him. Yeah, really? So there he goes. And oh, that were close, wasn't it? Makes you wish I had 3 hands. Be gentle with me, YouTube. I didn't mean it. Anyway, I forgot what I'm talking about now. Benny, he gets Benny to drive him somewhere else, and they're watching. Oh, and the martial law has now been declared on Mars because of what happened earlier on, the explosions and stuff. Yes, channel terminated. It could be. Just make sure we're still going. Just make sure. Oh dear. We're still going on YouTube and we're still going on Twitch. Yes, we are. Right. Fingers crossed. Ooh, right. By the way, I had a copyright claim dropped for my Warlords of Atlantis video live stream. I had a copyright claim because I think for the trailer, but it meant it was demonetized. Not that I'm going to make anything, but there's super chats. You can do super chats and you can do super thanks or whatever. Down below, be appreciated and all that jazz. I keep forgetting that bit, don't I? But anyway, right, where were we? Funny foreshadowing for Benny. 3 hands. Yeah, well, he's got like 2 really long fingers, hasn't he? on it. Spoilers on his mutant hand. But anyway. Anywho, right, declared martial law. So he will not tolerate all this stuff that's going on. But he's back in the Ritz and just chilling out. He's obsessed with the bloody news, isn't he? He's always watching the bloody news. You're in a hotel. There's some other channels you can watch. There's a knock on the door. What room's he in? Room 101 0089. Oh, right. Don't know how that works. There's a knock at the door, and this is Dr. Edgemar from Recall. So he opens the door. There he is. Says, I'm unarmed. So he drags him in, and he says, "You're not really on Mars. You're still at Recall. You've had some weird reaction, and you're having an embolism or whatever. And I have been implanted to guide you out. You're trapped in this, this delusion." There you go. So it's his job. It's having a schizoid embolism. Is that a real thing? I don't know. But watch season 257 of Porn Stars. Yes, I used to watch that. Porn Stars. Is it Porn Stars? Yeah. Yes, I think it's Porn. That the one in Vegas. Although the other one might be in Vegas as well, so I don't know. There's Porn Stars and there's another one, isn't there? And I like the Porn. I think it's the Porn Stars one that I like them. But the other one, I always felt were a bit they were a bit dodgy. I didn't like the fella that were in charge. But and whatever. Right, so he's having a schizoid embolism. He's been implanted into the recall machine to try and guide him out. And there's been whole episodes of Star Trek about this, haven't there? I bet he's been in Star Trek as well. Probably has. So he's there. He's tried to guide him out. So, it says because it tells him, everything that has happened has been because of what you wanted in your ego trip, a secret agent and beautiful woman and all that stuff, the demure and the brunette. And he says, I dreamed about Melina before I went to recon. He says, what, really? She's real because you dreamed about her? It's a bit of a clue, though, isn't it? But anyway. Hardcore porn, yes, that's the one. That's the one I didn't like. Did it get cancelled? Oh, right, fair enough. I don't know. I haven't seen it for ages. I haven't seen porn stars for a while, so I don't know. I used to watch that, that where they go and buy lockups, what they call them. Yeah, where people rent containers and stuff to put things in, and then they don't pay, and then they sell the things where they just have a look. I used to watch one of those, and I can't remember what that one was either. It's like Auction Hunters or something. Storage Hunters. I used to watch that as well. Anyway, not Storage Wars. I didn't watch Storage Wars. I used to watch Storage Hunters. But anyway, yes, it was Storage Hunters I watched. Not Wars, but they're all more or less the same, aren't they? Anyway, right, so the girl, right, so he says, oh, she's real because you dreamed her. Don't be silly. Right, so anyway, so he brings in his wife. There we go. There's another knock at the door, and it's Sharon Stone. There she is, looking lovely. I'd go back to her. I'd say, right, I'll take the pill, because he offers him a pill. He says, what's this? It's a symbol. You take the pill, you'll fall asleep in the delusion, and then you'll wake up at recall, and everything will be lovely. So I'd take the pill, to be honest. I would, just for an easy life. But he won't. He does take it. They say, if you carry on like this, because he puts his gun to the doctor's head, and he says, so if I pull the trigger, this is not real. If I pull the trigger, you won't really die. He says, well, it makes no difference to me. But without me to guide you out, you'll be trapped forever, and in the end, you'll be lobotomized. So he gives him a tablet. Here we go. Going to give him there we go. Gives him a tablet. Symbol of your desire to return to reality. You'll fall asleep in the dream. And yes, red pill versus blue pill for the Matrix. This is 9 years, isn't it, before the Matrix? They just happened to find original filming models of the Enterprise and things. Such a stroke of luck. Cool. What, from original series or TNG or what? I haven't seen that. I'll have to look that up for Wednesday. Inside, you fall asleep and then you'll wake up and everything will be lovely. So he's about to take it. That's where he threatens to shoot him. But so say, come on, just take it. There you go, and you'll be lobotomized. Blah blah blah. And he tells him again all what's going to happen in the film, which does happen. Which is another clue that it is actually not real. But I can't get past the fact that he dreamed it before he went. So, but anyway. So, right, so he's going to take, so he puts it in his mouth, but then as he's looking at the doctor, in a minute, I think he's got it in his mouth, so good as it's not just dissolving. There we go, here it comes. There we see a little sliver of sweat run down his forehead, side of his temple, down his temple. And I bet off screen, I bet there a fella with a little pipette going, just dropping a drop of water. But he sees that, and obviously you can't sweat in dreams or delusions in Arnold Schwarzenegger's mind, because he's not sweating, is he? So obviously nobody else can sweat. So it just blows him away. There you go, sees that and just shoots him. There we go, blows him away. There we go. Quite a graphic shot, actually, with his eyes rolled back and stuff. It's, really well done. So she says, "Oh, now you've done it. Now you've done it." So she gets angry with him. And then there's a big explosion and bad guys come in. So he starts fighting them. But they overpower him eventually. There you go. They overpower him. And then she kicks him in the face. She probably kicks him in the nuts again. I can't remember. But we'll take it as read that she did. Wingris. Oh, I was just exaggerating because they always find some amazing piece of history or amazing thing. Oh, you're on about in Storage Wars, Storage Hunters. They just happened to find. All right, originally. Yeah, okay. I thought you meant you'd read somewhere that they'd done that. I'd forgot about Storage Hunters. I'd moved on. Anyway, there we go. Yes, they do. They always find this amazing stuff, don't they? As if I went and bought one of these containers or whatever the hell they call them, storage units, there'd just be shit in it. Probably literal shit in it if I bought it. I'm not very lucky when it comes to stuff like that. Anyway, not that I've ever bought any. I've even thought about it. Anyway, right. So I think she has kicked. Yes, she does kick him in the nuts again. She does, because that's why he's doing that, because she's just done it. Let's go back. Right, you ready? Making me come to Mars. Bang! Again, look. He's copping for it in this, isn't he? Poor Arnie and his ghoulies. And, you know what? I don't care. Sharon Stone. I'd let her kick me up and down. I would. Anyway. So they've got him. So Richter's on his way up. And they're being all lovely. She blows him a kiss down the phone. There we go. She says, "I love her. She's..." Well, it's not in Arnie's voice, but he's thinking it. He says, "I love her. That's my gal," sort of thing. So they're dragging him out. Oh, they're heading... I don't know what they're going to do, but they're heading out of the room. They've got him cuffed. They're dragging him down the corridor to the elevator. What's Shane McMahon doing there? Is he going to do a coast to coast off the top turnbuckle? Does like Shane McMahon. Anyway, whatever. The elevator. See, they're going. Oh, they're going to wait at the elevator, is Richter, for them to come down. But then the elevator opens and it's Melina. She starts shooting wildly. Thankfully not hitting Quaid, but she hits everybody else, Shane McMahon and everybody. Luckily Laurie, however you pronounce it, had got out of the way. There you go. And now they have a cool fight, a proper, not a girl fight, not a meow. They have a proper fight. So there we go. Wingrace says, "Bet they remake this in 3 years and Zendaya plays the main role." Probably, yeah. Yes, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, they're having a good old fight, punching each other, throwing each other about, and all that. And they're all having jolly good fun. And hang on. By the way, something I forgot to mention. Apparently, all the soft drinks on Earth were Coca-Cola. I don't know if this is true or not. I never noticed. I just read it. But all the soft drinks on Mars are Pepsi. There, and I think we saw an advert for Pepsi somewhere. A billboard or something. And we saw the billboard for Coca-Cola. I don't know if we saw any cans or bottles of Coca-Cola on Earth. But apparently somebody wrote that somewhere. So there we go. Right, so they're still fighting away. And he's watching, thinking, I'm not getting involved in this. But Laurie's a good fighter. She overpowers Melina and she gets a knife out, look, from next to her sexy stocking. And she's gonna cut Melina's throat, look. But then it gets shot out of her hand and she looks, ooh, look, I'm angry. But I don't get Sharon Stone. Oh, dear. Hopefully she'll have more emotions than irritation, frustration or grimace. I don't know what people see in Zendaya. Honestly don't. Pepsi sponsored the Mars landing. Smart, yes. Anyway, so Annie's shot the knife out of her hand. says, Doug, honey, you wouldn't kill me. After all, we're married, but she's going for a gun. In a minute. There you go. She's going for a gun. We're married. And she pulls a gun, but he shoots her. There we go. In the head. She's dead. It's the famous line, consider that a divorce. As he said it, I probably missed it, haven't I? Whatever. Yeah, so he says that to her, and then he says, that was your wife, what a biatch. And she's lying there dead. There you go. Meanwhile, Richter and Alex Kurtzman, they notice that the elevator's not moving from 6, from floor 6. Although you'd think Mars would want to sponsor it. Yes, is that Mars bars or Snickers? So they're going to go and wonder what's going on. So they're going to take the elevator up. He finds the key to his cuffs. And they get out of there. Richter's angry now because his missus is dead. There we go. So he's super cross. Alex Kurtzman goes chasing after him. They go jumping down there. There you go, jump, wee! I'd have died there, but never mind. But they're fine. So he goes running, and he sees them, and then he stops himself from shooting them because of the dome glass and stuff. But then they're climbing down, and then Richter comes out. There we go, and he's getting ready to shoot. He says, "No, you'll crack the dome," and but then he knocks his gun, and luckily, there you go. It just goes, ba-ding! Don't know where it went after that. Obviously not into the dome. I don't mind Zendaya for what she is in Spider-Man. I didn't even like her in that. Not sure anything else I've seen her in. Don't know what people seen. Anyway, so they climb down, and right. So I think they end up with Benny again. Yes, they do. By lucky coincidence, they've gone running out after them, and they end up in Benny's cab somehow, and driving away. And Richter and Alex Kurtzman are chasing after them and shooting. So we've got a car chase, electric Mars. I mean, they're more like buggies than cars, aren't they? Whatever. Like them disabled vehicles that are driving about, avoiding the digger things that are around. Probably in the level of the game. But anyway, they're shooting away. There we go. And then he's got his big shotgun. And shoots out all his lights, and that makes his brakes stop working for some reason. And then they crash. They go, no brakes! And they crash through a building. And also they crash as well for some reason. But they get away. They run into the last resort. So in they go. Into the last resort, and they've got a secret door. There we go. They're hiding. Thank you, Tony. And luckily they let Benny in as well. There you go. And because they must know him, I don't know. But they let him in, and then they hide, close all the door, look, and put the table in front, and there we go. Nobody would have known. So Richter and Alex Kurtzman come in and asking, where did they go? Where are they? And then, steady. That was close, wasn't it? Bloody hell. Hang on, there we go. She asks her, where have they gone? She says, I don't know what you're talking about. She turns round, as she turns to walk away, poor Sonia Gomez gets shot in the back and murdered. Why does Benny have a car, not a jet? Yes, Benny, I get that. Oh dear. She was okay in the Dune movies. Nothing special as Charlie, though. I think she's nothing special anyway. Don't people freak about her. But anyway, so poor Sonia Gomez has been killed, and poor little Thumbelina's not happy. They're all pointing the guns. There you go. And there you go. Then Tony comes along and kicks the gun out. And then he says, kill them all. And he gets shot in his shoulder, does Tony. And Richter says, kill them all. So everybody starts fighting. There you go. And so baddie soldiers come in. Apparently, the Mars soldiers are actually real soldiers from something or other. Hang on, let me check. I've forgotten. I highlighted it somewhere. Where did I highlight it? There's too much trivia about this on IMDb. By the way, there were plans for a sequel that eventually became Minority Report. But obviously it's not connected to this at all, I don't think, but never mind. Where is it? I've seen it somewhere. Anyway, the front... we'll have it. Where have I seen it? There we go. All the men portraying guards on Mars are Marines and sailors from San Diego's 32nd Street Naval Base, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, or Depot, and Miramar Naval Marine Corps Air Station, except for stuntmen. So there we go. Right. I haven't watched Dune, says Wingard. I haven't seen the new one. I've seen the first one and the 84 one. I know everyone loves her and Sweeney from Euphoria for a couple of specific... Yes, that's it. She's the flavour of the month, isn't she, Sydney Sweeney at the moment? For whatever reason. Anyway, people are getting shot left, right and centre at the last resort. That buxom lady gets shot. But they're all fighting back. And then, here we go, somebody's grabbed hold of Alex Kurtzman, and this is my favourite bit of the film. I know it's not Alex Kurtzman. It's Michael Champion, but he just looks like Alex Kurtzman. And Thumbelina grabs hold of a knife and stabs him. Yeah! Stabs him in the gut, just like he's stabbed all Star Trek fans in the gut over these last few years, since 2017. And before that. That's a fitting end. If only. Anyway, she gets a machine gun. There we go. So she starts shooting because she's cool. I like Thumbelina. I don't know. She's just a cool character. So they deal with all them. Michael Ironside jumps out of a window and then gets back to the car. And Cohagen tells him to pull out. See, more soldiers come in. But Cohagen tells him to pull out. There you go. Because he's got something planned for them. Says, don't think, do it. So, right, so they're pulling everybody out. Hang on. Just a minute. Did I... Oh, no, it ain't. It's Mark Alamo. I was just thinking, did I see Alex Kurtzman again? But it wasn't. It was Mark Alamo. Edit a short with this scene after showing one of his interviews. Alex Kurtzman getting stabbed. And Star Trek fans going, yeah! Like that bit in the bar with the thing on the screen. Everybody goes, yeah! Oh dear. Anyway, right, so they pull out because he's going to turn off the air. I'm getting the impression, Steve, that you don't like Alex Kurtzman. No, I don't. I hate him. I'm sure he's a lovely fella, you know, socially. But for what he's done to Star Trek, no, I will never forgive him. Anyway, there you go, sealing off the area. So anyway, they managed to get out, thankfully, but then the fan stops. And so there's no air left. And then she looks with all the mutant fit. I mean, it's just a bit of cream. It might sort that out, you know. Just a bit of swelling, isn't it? She wants an ice pack. So they're all looking. And then... Oh, for God's sake. The camera pans up onto her. And Rob Bottin's a genius, but I don't think this isn't his best work, I don't think. I mean, the animatronic stuff I think is good, you know. But this stuff, because it doesn't even do... Her eye doesn't even move. You know, why couldn't they get that eye to look down? I don't know, but... It's just things stuck on her head. But it's better than I could do, but I'm not getting paid the big bucks, am I? And I can't even do stuff like that anyway, but by the by. Anyway, so the air stopped, so, you know, give those people air, which we'll get to later. Anyway, they've ended up in some tunnels with skeletons in. The original miners from the original colony or something like that, that Cohagen worked them all to death or something. But this area, this scene, is kind of based on the Roman catacombs, the Christian catacombs under Rome or whatever, where Christians fled persecution from the Roman Empire. Inspired this bit. Anyway, so he says, what happens here now? Yes. He wants to remember stuff, and she says she wants him to remember that he used to love her. He says that I don't need Cohagen to remind me of that. So he loves her. So they're gonna embrace and kiss or whatever. But then a gun appears. Oh, they are gonna kiss. Look, they have a snog, and then a gun appears, and they've been captured by the mutant rebels or the Martian rebels or whatever. So this is where we learn that Benny's a mutant. He's got a funky arm with two big long fingers. He's got his proper hand is like a robot hand or whatever. I don't know, but there we go. So that's his mutantness. Right, so they're going to go see Coato now. They're in the resistance base. Is where we learn that they've turned off the air and they're all suffocating, or they can hardly breathe. So anyway, Coato, who's psychic, is going to read his mind and learn what he knows, so they can stop Cohagen. Blah blah blah. So anyway, he looks suspicious now. Look, doesn't he? Right, so it says, where's Coato? It says he's coming. Right, so his futuristic word processing machine. See, 3 hands. Well, if you include the robot one, yeah. The one he takes off. Yes, you were right. Yes, I didn't think of that. Anyway, right, so there we go. Coato's going to appear now, and Marshall Bell's going to turn into another Robotine puppet. And Coato just looks like Winston Churchill to me, but we'll get there. There we go. He opens up his vest, and a funky hand comes out, and he turns around. There he is. Never in the field of human conflict, and all that. So there he is. Who did the voice, by the way? I've never thought to look that up. Coato voice. Does it say? I'm looking at the wrong bloody side. Just bear with me. I just want to know, did the voice... Why isn't it saying? Just says additional voices. I noticed one of the additional voices in this were from Anne Lockhart, you may know from Battlestar Galactica. She played Sheba, didn't she? But for some reason, Anne Lockhart is not mentioned. No, she's not in this list, but she was in the bloody end credits. Anyway, that's by the by. Coato voice. Where's the no Coato voice? Don't know. Does the voice for Coato? Don't know. Does it say on Wikipedia? No. Martian cast. Dean Norris. No, doesn't say. No, I don't know. Does the voice of Coato? Google says Marshall Bell. Does it? Well, no. Does he do the voice as well? I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know. Does it say? Here? Let's have a look. Marshall Bell. Where are you? Where's Marshall Bell? Does it say? It just says George Coato. Yeah, so he must do the voice as well. Then. Yeah, well, fair enough. He must do the voice for both of them. For George and Coato. Anyway, so he's talking away, and he doesn't sound like Churchill, but he should. So he's saying, "What do you want?" and all that, and he's saying, "I want to remember who I am." And he says, "Man is defined by his actions." And he says, "Give me your hand." There you go. So he starts doing psychic things, and then we get psychic impressions or memories or whatever, but memories of Hauser not being there for open your mind. And there we see this is the Martian machines above a glacier, and it's cool model work and stuff, and matte paintings and all that. Looks cool, and some nice zoom ins and stuff and transitions. That's it. And then we see, is it going to come up now? I see, there we see Cohagen, and we see Richter and a couple of scientists, I presume, but we don't see Hauser. Are these supposed to be his memories? I don't know, but Quato is kind of Yoda-y. Yeah, well, yeah. Looks more like a funky Winston Churchill. But yeah, it's supposed to be like that, not a sage, isn't he? He's supposed to be a sage. Anyway, so it's where we learn that the date turn it on, because it might cause a chain reaction in the turbinium. A bit like in Battlestar Galactica when they're on Carillon and all the fuel that they use, which I forgot what it's called, but that begins with T as well, doesn't it? I'm sure Tylium, innit? The Tylium all explodes and blows the planet up. Ooh, crikey. So that's what they think might happen, but perhaps. But we keep being told that Cohagen knows that it'll free Mars and it'll create an atmosphere for Mars. Spoilers. But here he keeps saying, it'll blow the planet up. And he says that at the end as well, so I don't know. But then we see that's the activating mechanism with an alien hand. How do they know these aliens breathe oxygen? If it's going to melt all the ice and convert that to a gas, I know it'll release some oxygen, but maybe they breathe the hydrogen part. Maybe there'll be more hydrogen than oxygen. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So there we go. So that's him remembering that. And then there's a rumbling going on. And then view is from Hauser's eyes. He wouldn't be in frame. Yeah, but it's bloody moving about and, the camera's flying about all over the place, isn't it? If it were from his eyes, we'd be seeing people from his level, wouldn't we? Not zooming about. It's only a film. Anyway, there we go. So the baddies arrive. They found us. So all the baddies come in shooting. They escape through a door. Here we go. And this is where we learn that Benny's a bad guy. Says, Benny, hurry. By the way, half of Arnold Schwarzenegger's lines are like, Benny, come on, or Benny, hurry up, or Benny, hurry, or Benny, help, or whatever. Half of his lines. He's looking out for Benny most of the time. But then Benny shoots George and Quato. So where we learn he's a baddie. He's working for Cohagen. He says, but you're a mutant. And I've got 4 kids to feed. So what happened to number 5? So you got me. I ain't even married. So he lets all the baddies in. He opens the door, lets Richter in. But Quato's not quite dead. He's going, Quaid, start the reactor. Free Mars. Anyway. Or airlock. Whatever, I don't know. Verisimilitude out the window. Or airlock, yeah. So he says, start the reactor, free Mars. And then Richter shoots him. Oh, missed it. Hang on. There we go. Shoots him. So Quato's dead now. And for some reason, they've taken him to Cohagen's office and just dumped him on the conference table. But Cohagen must have told them to do that. So there's the great man himself. No wonder he kept out of sight. So, right, so this is He's being victorious now. He thinks he's won. The resistance is destroyed. Coato's dead. Everything's lovely. So now he can make Quaid back into Hauser. That's what he's going to do. And then he's going to have Melina fixed so she can be Hauser's main squeeze. So that's what they're going to do. And because this is where we learn that it were all part of the plan originally with Hauser. It was his idea. He volunteered to become Doug Quaid and all that. As long as he got his original persona back afterwards. And they play him a video of Hauser confirming that. There we go. That's him confirming that he's a bad guy, and they've all fallen into Cohagen's trap. So, but there we go. So they're going to sort them out. So they're taking him kicking and screaming into another recall machine that they've got on Mars, and they're putting Melina in another one. And anyway, they start, and he says, don't struggle, you just make it hurt. So, but anyway, they're going to a party now. So, and he says, see you at the party. Richter punches Richter in the Quaid in the face. Yes, and we learn about the people in Sector G. They still haven't got any air, and he says, shall we do anything about it? He says, no, don't do anything. He says, the heck with them, he says. Or words to that effect. There you go. So he's willing to let those people die. And this is where he's saying, give those people air. That's what he says. Anyway, Richter punches him, and then off they go. So see you at the party. There we go. So they're going to start reprogramming their minds. That's like me on the toilet. And he wakes up in the 1990s on Christmas Eve, and he needs to find Anakin a toy. Yes, he does, yes. Anyway, so he starts trying to get this. Not very good work, is it? This is a well-used machine. I don't know, but he's trying to get the arm thing off. So he does anyway. He manages it, and he's whacking people left, right, and centre. There you go. Gets that off. Stabs him in the neck, and then hits him and kicks people and stabs people. And Melina's still going. Ah! Sorts all them out. And then a fella comes at him with an axe, and then he stabs another chap. Gets rid of that fella. Stabs him. Apparently this one were really graphic, and that to trim it, a lot of stuff that to trim down. Poor Verhoeven in it, because originally it was given an X rating, so that to trim some stuff down. Anyway, so he gets Melina out. And she's fine. Maybe she's been softened a bit because she says, I'm not sure, dear. What do you think? I don't think Melina just called him dear, do you? But maybe she's being a bit compliant. But anyway, they escape. Take out a couple more guards. And this is where Richter says, you need to make a decision. Obviously, word's got out that they've escaped. So he says, kill him. He says, about goddamn time. So off he goes. And then he kicks his poor goldfish over. Takes it all out on his goldfish. And I remember this causing a stir when the film first came out. These poor goldfish. And all the animal rights people were saying, those poor goldfish. But apparently they were out of the water for about a minute, if that. They got the shot, scooped them up or whatever, and put them back in water. They were fine with the goldfish. No goldfish were harmed, or rats were harmed in the making of this movie. Fingers crossed. There we go. Now we see Dean Norris still struggling to breathe, and I still can't work out what's going on with his head. I mean, what is it supposed to be? I don't know. Is it just malformed, or is it something? I don't know. I hope it's not something disgusting and I've just showed it and I'm not seeing it. Could be. The goldfish are still alive today. Yes, I'm sure they are. They've all got names. and SAG cards. Of course, Cohagen is upset. Hauser is his best friend. Yes, he said that, didn't he? He said he was his best friend earlier. Anyway, I think he's more bothered about. I don't think he's bothered about that he's going to lose a best friend. He's probably more bothered that his plans could still be thwarted. I think that's more likely than it's because he's given the order to have his best friend killed. I don't think really Cohagen has many friends. He had to kill Bob Morton because he made a mistake, yes. Now it's time to erase that mistake. Anyway, no air. Give the people air. Anyway, so they're in the tunnels again, and he says, we've got to go this way to the reactor. And he says, what reactor? He says, the reactor makes air. That's Cohagen's secret. But they get to the place where it's supposed to be, and it's a dead end. And then Benny arrives in his new taxi with drill bits attached. So he says, hey, Quaid, remember me? I'm going to drill you. I'm going to drill you good. So there you go. I'm going to grind you up. So he's giving it all that and thinks he's going to kill him. There he goes. He's getting him a little bit. Ooh, she gets whacked on the head by a big lump of concrete. Because Quaid were using his drill there that he's got there. He must have found it lying about. I don't know. And he were drilling something, one of the pipes to the drilling bits things, and it stops that. So that's why he's backing up. And then says, I'm going to squash you. So Quaid goes round the side, and obviously he must know that's where Benny is because it says operator only, and he just drills through that. And he says, Benny, screw you. And he does. It's another scene that apparently were really graphic, and they had to cut it out. Apparently it showed the thing going into Benny and ripping all his guts out, apparently, but not in this one. We just see blood. Hang on, just said that bit. He had to move. They had to move that drill to Mars 1 gram at a time. Elon Musk built this colony, I'll have you know. Anyway, where were we? Right, the drill, now Benny's dead. The drill has made an opening, and they can get to the reactor. There it is. I think that's a map. That's probably a matte painting in the background. It's probably all a matte painting, to be honest, apart from where they are. I don't know if there's any parallax. No, there's no movement, is there? So it's probably just all a matte painting. But anyway, off they go. They're climbing up. They climb up here, and I think, is it going to pan out? Yes, it pans out, or pulls out a bit. Oh, for God's sake. And that's it. All this is a matte painting, apart from that bit where they're climbing up, and that bit there is the set, but then all the rest is a matte painting. Then he says the whole core of Mars is ice. I don't think it is. I think it's got a molten core, much like Earth, and it has to have a slight magnetic field, but not powerful enough to deflect cosmic or solar radiation. We build this colony on musk and Pepsi. Because that's Starship, isn't it? By the way, they did a test, a static fire test on the next Starship, Ship 29. They did that today, a static fire test on the engines. They're aiming for 6 weeks for the next test flight, just by the by. Anyway, right, so they're going to head to the reactor. So off they go. There they are. Not a super impressive bit of compositing there, but, whatever. It'll do. It'll do. Right, so they get to this area here. I don't know what this is, but it's just an area with lots of pipes, and the baddies are there already. And this is where Quaid uses his hologram in a bit. There they go. So All right, they all come running round now, and why don't they shoot each other? Look, they're all shooting at Quaid. So why aren't they shooting each other? I know, because it'd give it all away, but they could at least show one or two of them just falling down, and oddly. But we learn that it's a hologram. There we go. He gets back up. He's going ha 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 ha. There you go. He gets back up, and he says, it's a hologram, and he disappears. There you go. So why weren't they shooting each other then as they were shooting at him? Because they do it later on in this segment. But anyway, never mind. When will they do the first multi-stack launch test? That's what I want to see. What are you on about? You know that Starship and Super Heavy booster? They've done 3. They've done 3. They're hoping for the next one in 6 weeks. Right. Where were we? Right, so he disappears. So he says, he's got a hologram. So, they're running around having fun. He says, and he stands there and goes, ha, ha, ha. You think this is the real Quaid? It is. There you go. And he shoots them. Then I think he gives the hologram thing to Melina. There he goes. So she has a go with it. In a minute. There you go. She goes round the corner, and then these two fellas shoot each other. Oh, for God's sake. There you go. They shoot each other, look, because they're idiots. Why didn't they shoot each other when they were shooting at Quaid? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Melina does get them to crossfire themselves. Yes, and out goes Sean Bean. Ronin. Okay. No, launch, land restack, and launch in one day. What are you talking about? Launch, land, restack, and well, that won't be for a while yet. Give them a chance. They haven't even bloody got it to land yet. Give them a chance. Please state the nature of the magical emergency. Anyway, right, so they're having fun with the hologram. Anyway, then he ends up getting onto this elevator with Richter as the elevator's going up. There we go, that's a point of view from the elevator. So they're fighting away on this elevator. And when they were doing this, Michael Ironside had fractured ribs or something like that. I don't know what had happened to him. But during this, he had fractured ribs, so he had to wear like a corset or something like that. Something, a brace, so he didn't get hurt more. But, he's a trooper, so he carried on. So they're fighting away. And then Richter ends up going over the side and he says, "You're coming with me." But no, he's going to get his arms ripped off. Look. No. Then he goes, "See you at the party, Richter," and throws his arms at him. Because he's armless now. He works for OPC. OPC runs the cops. Yes, he did. Richter gave Quaid a hand or two. Give the man a hand. Right, so up he goes to where the reactor control room is, and as he's there you go, see the elevator going back down for Melina. Presume she's been pressing that button. So anyway, so in he goes, and he's just about to stick his hand to activate the reactor. There you go. But then Cohagen's there, tells him not to do it. You'll kill us all, etc. And he says, "You don't believe that, blah, blah, blah." But then, it's just about to kill him, and then he gets shot by Melina, who's just arrived on the elevator. So she shoots. There you go. She shoots Cohagen, but he's not dead yet. Yes, it is quite disarming. Yes, give the man a hand, etc. Oh dear. Oh, she didn't even go up in the elevator. She's super tough. She climbed up on top for some reason. But anyway. But he's not dead, and he's got some device that's got a bomb. He's going to blow it all up, and he activates it. But Quaid picks it up, and it's got a counter. It's going beep, 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 beep. and throws it. He throws it down this tunnel thing, and there you go. It blows up, and but then it leads to the outside, and so he's blown a hole in the side of the pyramid. So then all the air starts getting blown out. There you go. Off it goes, and so they're all. It's trying to, they're all getting. I keep wanting to say sucked out, but they're not. They're getting blown out, aren't they? They're getting blown out into the near vacuum. It's not quite vacuum, is it? It's near as damn it. Same elevator as from Aliens. Might be. I have no idea. So they're all dangling. They filmed this. Obviously, they filmed this. Vertically. They're all just hanging. And they've just tilted the shot, so it looks like the being pulled out into the Martian countryside. But anyway, so Quaid pulls himself along, and there's some actually shots from this, and particularly in this part, I watched it, I was thinking, I'm surprised they didn't do like a 3D, what they call it, a 3D conversion for this, because some of the shots they look good in 3D, where they're all dangling and being, particularly like that shot, that would look good in 3D, but anyway. They're all hanging on. He's pulling himself up. Cohagen tries to stop him. He says, "No, you'll kill us all." So he's still convinced. Is he convinced, Cohagen, that the reactor will kill everybody? Or does he not want air on Mars? I don't know. But anyway. So it pulls Cohagen off, and Cohagen goes, there you go, he goes flying outside. It's Cohagen. Pulls himself. And there you go, goes tumbling down the mountainside, and immediately starts, can't breathe, look, but he can't get his breath because, the atmospheric pressure on Mars is quite low. By the way, Sean Bean reference from the movie Ronin, his character got booted because he was a moron. Well, he was trying to pretend, wanted that he were in the SAS or something, wanted. And what was it? Robert De Niro said to him, "What's the colour of the boathouse at Hereford?" What the hell's Hereford? Hereford is where the SAS is, not Hereford. But anyway, yes, it's that. And he didn't know, so they kicked him out, didn't they? I always remember his line when they're in the car. Was it strawberry jam or raspberry jam? Whatever. Strawberry jam back there. It's good as Ronin. We all know which part you want to see in 3D. Oh, yes, Sonia Gomez. Oh, dear. You just want 3D so you can reach out for her bum. So when I said bum, I was just thinking of Malcolm Reed and T'Pol, because he liked her bum, didn't he? T'Pol's got a nice bum. Anyway, I've always felt that Cohagen believed it would kill them. Well, he says that, doesn't he? Even to his death, I suppose. But they kind of suggest, don't they, that he knows it's going to create air. So, who do you believe? I don't know. The thing that started it was his setup for the ambush, which created a crossfire. Anyway, so he can't breathe. But he gets to the control thing, and he sticks his hand on it, and it makes a noise. I'm going to unmute this. It makes a noise, and I've heard this noise in something else, and I can't place it. So have a listen. That noise, I've heard it in something else, and I can't think what else I've heard it in. That wow, wow, wow noise. Dominic Keating, was that you? Paul's got a nice bum. Anyway, that noise, I don't know. I've heard it on something, and I don't know what I've heard it on. It sounds familiar. Oh, pressed the wrong button. Press the wrong thing. I thought I'd muted that. Try again. Yes, I have now. Wrath of Khan, when Spock saves the Enterprise. Could be. When he's doing the engine thing. When he's got his gloves on and he's broddling the warp core. It could be that. It could be that. I don't know. I can't think. It might be. It might be. But I've heard that sound effect in something else. Anyway, it all starts activating thusly. I've said that a lot today as well, haven't I? Thusly. Whatever. And he's still not getting his breath. It's like cool Rob Bottin practical effects. And it's all coming to life, look. 500,000 years old and it still works. A bit rusty like, but it still works. Anyway, he can't hold on any longer, so out goes Quaid. He's going out. And she thinks, sod it, I'm going as well, with her Robin Hood boots on or whatever it is. It's like Peter Pan or something, isn't she? My ex-wife had a pair of boots like that, to be completely honest. Anyway. Right, so off she goes. Whee! A Mary Poppins, y'all. So anyway, all that's starting heating up. It's going to melt the glacier or the Mars's core of ice and release all the oxygen. That's what it's going to do. Create an atmosphere. Mars out of danger? You saved Mars. Predator cleaning his blades. Yeah, it could be that as well, yeah. It could be that noise, yes, as well, yes. I don't know. Anyway, so is he dead yet? Is this the bit where he dies? Because his eyes are popping out, and he does seem to expire. No, it's not yet. Right, so Arnie comes out. This bit were filmed in Mexico, according to Paul Verhoeven. He's going to die now, isn't he? There he is. Looks like me. Looks like me with my red-ringed eyes. That's what I look like after I've been watching one of Sci-Fi Quest's watch-alongs when it gets to like 1:30 in the morning. That's what I'm like. My eyes out on stalks. Come on. Jabber. Cool, isn't it? There we go. So he dies now. There we go. That's the end of Cohagen. Are they still rolling down the hill? Yes. Boom, boom, boom. They're rolling down that hill. I can't do Kate Bush. Right, the whatever they are, the hot things. What do they call them? What do they call them in a nuclear reactor? Them. They're going into the glacier anyway to melt it all. All right. So it's all coming out now. Is all the atmosphere, but not yet. It's all coming out. Look, it's all super cool. And then the top of the mountain blows off, and all the air's coming out, and then it going down. As they're they're just they're nearly dying. Look, their eyes are nearly popping out, but the atmosphere's arrived, smashing through all the domes. Just in time. There you go. It's all very dramatic. Probably a lot of glass injuries. Rods, yes, that's the word. Rods. But no Janes or Freddies. The Americans watch have no idea what I'm talking about. Sci-Fi Quest might know. Anyway. I presume a lot of glass injuries anyway. Lacerations. But anyway, so Arnie's eyes go back in, and he can breathe. He can breathe, and so can Melina, obviously. But anyway, there we see the atmosphere pouring out at the top of this mountain, and so they're fine. And then we see blue sky on Mars. That's a new one, as the fella said way back at the beginning of the film. I understood that reference, yes. You'd think there'd be some residual effects from having your eyes bug out like that. You'd think they'd hurt a bit, wouldn't you? You'd think... I imagine there'd be a lot of aches and pains and stingings and stuff like that going on. It might take them a while to recover, but they're alive, so that's all that matters. Anyway, Right, so the air is... they say Mars is getting its atmosphere. Will it hold on to it, though? Because Mars is only a small planet. Did it lose its atmosphere because it was too small to hold on to a thick atmosphere? Don't know, we'll see. Well, we won't see because it's only a film, innit? But let's just say it will. Anyway, so there we go. It's getting a blue sky now, but Mars sometimes does have a blue sky. It depends, doesn't it? Depends. If there's been a sandstorm or something like that, that's when it's it's red because there's a lot of dust in the atmosphere. But excuse me. Sometimes you do get blue skies on Mars. We've seen them in photos, even though NASA keeps painting them bloody red. But anyway. Right, so there we go. So everybody's breathing lovely now, and Cool and Cohagen's no longer in charge. Everyone's going to live a peaceful life. They're going to start growing crops and everything's going to be lovely. And Mars will become independent from Earth and all that jazz. And Elon Musk's great-grandson will be King Elon the Third of Mars, or whatever. And then he says, what if this is a dream? And then she says, well, kiss me quick before you wake up, because she puts a kiss me quick hat on. Probably another reference that the Americans don't get. There we go. So the kiss. And then in the commentary on this bit here where the sun comes through the clouds and we go to a fade to white, Paul Verhoeven says, and that's symbolic of him having a lobotomy. And he said it seriously as well, so I think that's how he thinks it's going on. He's being lobotomised. So, but I like to think, and then it's the end of the film, and then we get the cool music. I'll play a little snippet of the music. We all know what it is, but... There we go. A cool theme from Jerry Goldsmith / Basil Polidouris, perchance. What I just tried to do then, I just tried to scroll the cast list. I'm an idiot. I never heard the Belters curse Elon. Because they were on their side. There are definitely times when Verhoeven just needs to keep his trap shut. Bless him. / worked on this. Wow, hang on, where are we? Where's / Have I seen it somewhere? Did it say / somewhere? I didn't see it. Let's go back. Shush. / I'm trying to see / I don't know his real name, you see, so are you on about his real name? I don't know / real name. I've never bothered looking it up. Oh, / Basil Polidouris. Yes, I said / didn't I? Yes. Oh, see, I forget what I've said immediately after I've said it, because I'm an idiot. You said / for the composer. Yes, I said Jerry Goldsmith / Basil Polidouris, didn't I? Not meaning that either Guns N' Roses guitarist, Velvet Revolver, etc., did the thing. I can imagine he'd do this well. I can imagine a / playing this theme. Or maybe Jerry Goldsmith and Basil Polidouris had a knife fight over this film. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. Anyway, right, so we're done. That's it, the end of the film. An amazing film, one of the best. That's it. It's easily up there in my top, I don't know, whatever. But it's up there. Everybody's seen it. They must have done. But it is one of the best. Yes, it is late. But it is one of the best. And I'm surprised I haven't done it sooner. What are we on? Number 35, and we've only just got round to Total Recall. But there's lots of films that are my favourites that we haven't got round to yet. So we'll leave it there. Was it a dream? Don't know. Was it real? Don't know. I haven't made up my mind. I'm erring on the side of it was just what he paid for. All we're seeing is just what he's paid for. his holiday, his ego trip, and then at the end when the bright light goes, he wakes up, at recall, and he says, "That were cool," whatever, and he goes home back to Sharon Stone. Pardon me, and they live happily ever after. But I can't get past that he dreamed about Melina before he went to recall. I can't get past that. It's just that keeps knocking me back. Anyway, Joshua Kanapke thinks it's real. Yep, it's only a dream. If of he sure Marsh to at Marshall what? If he ate marshmallows, right? It's only a dream if he ate marshmallows. Well, I'll be damned. It's a marshmallow. Because life is but a dream, isn't it? Yes, it is. Anyway, which is what Star Trek 5 was. It was his dream, wasn't it, Win Grace? We said that, didn't we, at Sci-Fi Quest's watch along for Star Trek 5. We came to the conclusion that the whole film is just Kirk's dream as he's sleeping by the campfire. So there we go. That's what we decided, didn't we? Anyway, but as for this one, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. That's it. I like to think it's just what he's paid for, and he's not had an embolism, and he's not having a lobotomy at the end like Paul Verhoeven suggested. He lives happily ever after with Sharon Stone. It's a nice, happy ending in every sense, and him dreaming about Melina at the beginning was just a coincidence, because we didn't get a good look at her face, did we? Because it was in a space suit, so it could have just been something that looked a bit like her, maybe. So so I'm saying that I'm voting with Joshua Kanapke. I vote real, and so do I. It really happened. No, hang on. What you vote? Hang on. You were voting it really happened. He did all the stuff happened in real life, not in his head. Oh, hang on. Right. So I'm not voting same as Joshua Kanapke. I'm voting it's all happened in his head, and it's his memory of his holiday. That's what I'm voting for. Whatever. Right, we'll leave it there. What's coming up next? What day? On Monday. Wednesday, I'll be doing my news. If there is any news. Friday, I forgot what we're doing on Friday. Oh, yes, of course, yes. Friday's appointment with Fear is... Oh, where is it? Come here, you bugger. Is Morgan starring Anya Taylor-Joy. A nice, not nice, but a good sci-fi thriller slash, I'd say slash again, dash. Oh, no, that's another one. Horror, sci-fi, horror. It's getting even worse, isn't it? From Luke Scott, who is Ridley Scott's son. So that's coming up on Friday. And I've got another one coming up. I'm doing a special Magnificent Monday on May the 4th, on Saturday, May the 4th. So it's a Magnificent Monday on a Saturday. I'm going to do Star Wars on May the 4th. So, but that's in the future. I'm doing the original Star Wars, the theatrical from 1977. Not the special edition and not A New Hope. I'm doing the original theatrical Star Wars on May the 4th. So that's coming up in a few weeks. Right. I'm unfamiliar with that movie. It's good as Morgan. It's good. I liked it. I like Morgan. Which is why I'm doing it on Friday. But I've only seen it once, so obviously I'll watch it again. I'll probably bloody hell, that's rubbish. But we're still doing it anyway. So, but I remember enjoying it first time I watched it. I reckon the whole thing was a recall experience. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And he looks nothing like Arnie in real life. He was originally, in the original screenplay, he was going to be an accountant. And they wanted him to be like, that's why they wanted Richard Dreyfuss or Patrick Swayze. Somebody who looked normal. Somebody who wasn't rippling muscles, Mr. Universe. But Arnie wanted to do it. So can't wait until May the 4th. Yes. I don't know what I'm doing next Monday. Have I decided yet? I've got a folder here on my computer with all my stuff, all my films I want to do. Next Monday, what shall we do? Right, it's a toss-up. Right, hang on. Right, here we go. Right, I'll leave it. Well, I won't leave it to you decide, but right, we can either have Congo. Where are we? There we go. Congo, which is one of my favourite films. It is. I love Congo. The talking gorilla and everything. Only thing I don't like about it is produced by Kathleen Kennedy, but never mind. Not solely produced by, because she can't produce stuff by herself. I don't think she ever has. They keep saying she's this amazing producer. I don't think she's ever produced anything by herself. There's always other producers there, probably more experienced ones. But anyway, Congo or hang on. Now then, this is I'm gonna have to get this out actually, because I don't want to show the. Because you'll say the other. This is a two film, and I don't want you to pick the other film. Actually, I'll cover it up. Cover it up. You can't see that one. So it's either Congo or, can you read that? Firefox, starring Clint Eastwood, which I went to see in the cinema, and I was just old enough. So that's next Monday. Not a double feature, no, not a double feature. So Congo for the win, says Joshua Kanapke. But let's say it's either Congo or Firefox. KK taking credit for everyone else's work, as per usual. Yeah, probably. So I've got one vote for Congo. I say I love Congo. Tim Curry's in Congo, so that must mean it's amazing. And Ernie Hudson. Both doing accents weird to them. Ernie Hudson putting on a British accent. And Tim Curry putting on his Romanian accent, I'm Hercule, whatever they call him. And Firefox is fantastic, but a little bit of a slow burn. It takes a while to get going, doesn't it? And Wingrace is voted for Congo. Right, okay, we'll do Congo then next Monday. There we go. Is there any special features on the disc? Have a look. Does it say? Extra features, theatrical trailer, and teaser trailer. That's on. It's only on DVD, by the way. Never mind. Right, we'll leave it there. Yes, by the way, I love Firefox. Like I said, I went to see it at the cinema, and thought it was great. Just takes a little bit too long for him to get there, and his thinking Russian's not entirely convincing, is it? See, Sci-Fi Quest is voting Firefox. I know why. Oh, hang on, where are we? Because it's military stuff, and Sci-Fi Quest loves his military stuff. He does, bless him. All the trailers, you can't show. No, I can't show any trailers because YouTube's stupid. Anyway, that's by the by. Right then, before we go, let's just have a double check and make sure everything's okay. Make sure there's no messages or anything on Rumble. So let me check. I'll just refresh it, see if there's any comments. Nope. Right, okay, right, we can go. Right, so we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. So, thanks Sci-Fi Quest, thanks Wingrace, and thanks Joshua Kanapke, thanks Josh Temple, and Tim Rose. And did anybody else pop in? Well, didn't notice. We had, I forgot his name now, sorry. Sorry, fella. The fella that, is it Chiggle Wiggle or something? Left a couple of comments. Yes, Chiggle Wiggle left a couple of comments a few days ago. I did mention them at the beginning. So thanks for the comments, and thanks, for keeping me company for 2 hours and 53 bloody minutes. Oh dear. As always, missed most, but take care. See you next time later on. Yes, we'll see. Sci-Fi Quest tomorrow is doing Star Trek Generations as a watch along on his channel. Go and subscribe to Sci-Fi Quest. Go and subscribe to Wingrace. And I don't think Joshua Kanapke's got a channel yet. I haven't checked. I keep forgetting. But anyway, toodles. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching. And wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see you. And by the way, don't forget, if you want to leave like a super thanks or anything like that, hopefully the button's still there. So, right, hang on. SciFi almost at 100. Yes, he is. Get SciFi up to 100 subscribers. He's nearly there. He's nearly there. So hopefully that'll happen soon. Let's get him to bloody 500. Hey, right. Yes, thank you. Almost did a vid on Frozen Empire. Cool. So you've got a channel. I'm going to have to check it out now. I need to think what to do to celebrate 100. Yes, you do. I keep thinking if I ever get to 1,000, which is unlikely, I've no idea what I'm going to do. I sometimes think, shall I have a giveaway and give away my crappy books or something? I never know. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll see thee. See, I can't go now. I'm just about to end the stream and I can't go now because Joshua Knappy dropped me a $2 super chat. Get a pint on me. I think it's been a while since I've been to the pub and I think it's more than $2 or £2 or whatever for a pint now these days. But thank you very much. That's very kind of you. That's amazing. It goes towards keeping StreamYards happy. A Sci-Fi Quest says, signed copy of your books. Yes, I could do that. If anybody wants them, woohoo. Right, I'm definitely going now, so thank you. Thanks, chaps, and thank you, Joshua Knappy, for the lovely super chat. That was amazing. Sorry, I'm getting all choked up now. Right, I'm going now. I won't play the thing again. I'll just go. I'll fade to, well, I won't fade to black. I'll just go away. Right, bye.